There we go. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hello, Sher. Hello, hello, hello. You there?
Hi.
Okay. Oh, there she is. There she is. Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant.
Did
How are you,
you?
Sher? How are you?
Good. Did you see the message on Facebook?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
earlier, yeah. I think so.
No,
I
just
don't know. If I responded, I saw it. If I didn't, I didn't. No, I
no,
didn't
you
see it
didn't.
yet.
It's important
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see that, please.
Okay, let me read. Let me read you real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, coming on short. I was waiting for the mowers to come. Yeah, I figured. So yeah, that's we said we changed the time on Monday to flexible, right?
Right.
Actually paid attention that it's raining and cold outside, so they're not coming today. So did they come?
No. 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 But
So you were waiting away. Yeah, would like to cover the importance of asking for what we need. Yes, and I have something very important also. He
okay.
doesn't know how to read mood and emotions of others. Yeah, bullied his way yesterday to go hang with kids when all he had to do was ask. Lost bridges, of course. He has them back today. Yeah, I think that's what I said. That arrested development is certainly showing its
Hmm.
consequences in him. Yes.
Yes.
So this is just stuff he has to learn. He just has to
Yeah.
learn it, right? And also, tell him one thing that he doesn't seem to understand that the best way to get what he wants is to be your friend, not your enemy.
That is a fact. Because that to me,
Right.
that's what. Okay. So the word collaboration is not connecting, but that right
Exactly.
there, being
Exactly.
being somebody's friend, that's going to be the only way that I know of, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
can actually see
Exactly.
somebody, but
Yeah.
at the same time, though, there has to be that boundary respected of, okay, we have somebody that's in charge, basically leading, i.e., me, and we can also still work this as a collaboration, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
maybe the idea of learning how to define what I don't know, kindness is, what respect is, any of that. I don't know. That's kind of so that's why I said
Yeah. I
maybe
mean,
it just boils
yeah.
down
I mean,
to
yeah. So if he gets this idea, because say, look, if you're my friend, then obviously, things are much smoother and easier. Now,
mhm,
here's the deal. Some things are out of my control. But if you're going to be my friend, I make every effort, of course, to make things smoother and easier. Right? If you're not going to be that way, then you make it harder for me to do that. And also from your side, it makes it easier. Why have struggle when it needn't be struggle?
right.
We were friends
Okay.
before, were we not? You see?
Yeah.
So it's just an idea that's not in his brain. You in this, his thinking is very bubble, very in little tiny circles, right? So you have to kind of say these things to him and ask him these questions, um, and make the obvious obvious. In other words, right? You have to really
Yeah.
make the obvious obvious, which ties into your question, right? Asking for
Okay.
what we need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Uh,
Yeah. Just knowing how
that's
to
it.
ask.
Make the obvious obvious to the universe.
Hmm.
That's really it.
Yeah. Hold on. I was trying to type here. Okay. So it will be harder to get what you need without, say that again. Okay. It will be harder to get what we need when I see the only thing I keep coming up with is when we're at odds with each other. It's going to be harder for either one of us to get what we need, right?
Exactly. 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 I mean, it's energy inefficient to fight. It's emotionally inefficient to fight.
So it's going to
It's
be harder to get what we
strategically
want when we're at odds with our own energy.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And if you're fighting, you always strike. And how good is your communication when you're fighting? When
Yeah.
somebody's your friend, communication is much easier. You're much more tolerant of misunderstanding and so on and so forth, right? So
Yeah.
everything is better. Everything is better. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
See, because I mean, I sat and thought about it, you know, and I could see it happening yesterday. I knew exactly what he was struggling with. He was just trying to say, look, I don't want to do, but see, here's the thing. It's also a lack of facing responsibility.
yeah, yeah,
Because there was an agreement made that, pretty much if you don't do A, then you're not going to get B,
Correct.
right? I
Correct.
mean, it's
Correct.
simple math.
Correct.
But
Right. Right.
when you have to do A to get to B, there's that sense of responsibility there, right?
Correct. Correct. And that is a big problem. His
Very big,
indulgence and avoiding of stuff like this. So
very big.
maybe try this as a tactic to say, look, I've got to do certain things, right? I'm pressed to do this, not only legally, but in ethics as well. So
Okay,
if I don't hold you responsible when you are being irresponsible, what am I doing but training you and providing you the space and opportunity to essentially train yourself to be irresponsible and to be careless, to be crappy, and and look at it from my point of view, right? How can I do this? Is it actually possible for me to do this? And if he thinks about it, he's going to have to essentially say, well, no, right? You
right.
see my point. I'm trying to
Yes.
get here where he looks at things in a way to say, I'm trying to get something to happen which is not possible to happen, right?
Oh, okay.
You see, and then he'll maybe start to reevaluate his strategy. His strategy is terrible. It's just
Yeah, it is.
absolute horrendous. There's no strategy at all in what he's
Right.
doing.
Well,
So
isn't that the bully mindset though?
correct, absolutely, but it doesn't
Okay.
work. That's the point.
No,
You see,
no, it doesn't.
yeah.
Okay.
So exactly, it is the bully mindset because it's a very short-sighted, short-term mindset. They don't think past step one. I want it, and I'm going
Okay.
to go and try and get it, and that's the way you get it with force. But it's ridiculous. It doesn't work. And say, okay, CJ, think of this: how are you going to bully your way in a job? And if
There you go.
that gang is going to get him very clearly, maybe he should join the bloody gang. Maybe they'll set him straight. He's not going to get anything that he wants there. They're just going to bully him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the problem is that the payoff is, I'm in a gang, I'm tough, right? And this is
Mhm.
huge because, well, now I can go and, okay, like the gardener, for instance, or the maintenance guy, whoever he was getting a hard time to, right? Now he can push back at this guy because, well, the gang will have his back. They may or may not, but that's the payoff for the gang, right? And they accept all this bullying and crap and shit and do illegal stuff because the gang has got my back, and now I can go and throw my weight around and do stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, that doesn't work when there's a bigger gang, which is the police, right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Either
and that's
that
the
is
other point with gang. There's always other gangs that you're fighting, and then you're fighting the biggest gang of them all, which is the police and the government. It's like it's just stupid. It's just anyway. But
right.
but I'm I'm,
But
I'm trying
then
to say though that yes, as much as there's a positivity that you'll see all the bullying, it's that is a small price to pay for he can go around and puff his chest out and look at me. I'm a tough guy. You can't do anything to me because I got a gang at my back. I don't know if this gang has that kind of power juice if they,
no.
but it's the idea of it. He may not actually test that reality of the gang backing him up, but for boys, physical fear of getting into a fight, it predominates their thinking. It's
Yeah.
amazing, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a huge deal. So just for that alone, that insecurity, the gang provides a very real basis. So,
Mm.
but let him know that, you've got his back no matter what. And as part of this point of the friendship thing, let him know that too, right?
Yeah.
Say, look, that's what
I
friends
mean,
are, and whether you my friend or not, I've got your back no matter what, you know. That's the
yeah.
deal. But there's having your back and having your back, like sending you to that facility, whatever we call it, Sun, right? That's me having
Yeah.
your back. You don't see it, but that's me having your back. But if we on happy, friendly terms, then I don't need to do shit like that. I don't want to be doing shit like that. You know, you force my
Yeah.
hand, and that's the
Yeah.
point. I'm really. if he understands strategy and starts to think strategically, he's going to see that, oh my God, his whole procedure, his tactics, everything is so terrible. It gets him nothing. It's no win. It's dead end stuff. But he's not thinking strategically. He's thinking immediate only. That's why I said put up in the house, and then what? Yeah.
Well, it is.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, it's ignored. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I know, but
yeah.
that
There's
stuff builds on the subconscious. It doesn't matter that it's
yeah,
ignored, but
yeah,
ask the question too. Whenever he said, and then what? That's it. No plus, no minus. Before if he says something stupid, right? Don't say, "Mark, come on,
yeah.
CJ, that makes no sense." No, avoid saying that at all costs, and
Right.
ask him, and then what? But be earnest as well. He must have no idea that you're trying to like sucker him or just ask him for more, okay, and then what? And like you're on his side and you want to like imagine it was his friend, right? And he's coming with this idea, and the friend says, oh, and they get all excited into it. You've probably seen
Uh-huh.
people do this, right? They have like when they have a business idea and they share it, and then they get all
Oh
into
yeah,
it,
yeah,
and then they chat
yeah.
and chat,
Making
and
the
then the
pitch.
deeper they go, the less enthusiastic they get because they realize this isn't going to work, and then eventually they
Uh-huh.
give it up. Yeah, well, it was a good idea, but it's not going to work, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we want him to be at. So kind of jump into whatever he says from his side, and ask supporting questions like, oh, that's cool, and okay, and then how would this go, and so on. Like you're exploring the idea. You see, you're not shooting it down, you're
Right.
exploring. So this is a big deal. Then he'll get that. Then he'll disprove it to himself, and that's the only way you're going to work. And then also it encourages thinking more, thinking twice. Thinking to step two. I mean, and stuff like that.
Right.
So very very
Right.
powerful.
It.
I do. I've been thinking about this all week, or weekend, or slightly before the weekend. But anyway, it's been really deep on my mind. So we
Yeah.
and I mentioned this before, but I want to bring it up again. I really want to emphasize on it and lock it in. So
Okay.
we went into detail about how there's a problem that doesn't have a specific answer, at least not right now, right?
Right.
And
Right.
and
So I keep
right.
trying
However,
everything.
correct, and being impeccable, all right. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're not doing anything. You're applying all your impeccability skills. Patience and discipline and forbearance and thoughtfulness and perspective shifting and everything, mood management, energy management, all of that is. So
Hmm.
so you are applying all of the tools in order to deal with the situation, but not necessarily resolve it. Correct?
Right. Because I
Yeah,
don't
because
see where there
resolution
is a
at this point
resolution.
is right. Because resolution is what we don't have the answer for, right?
Exactly.
Right. And the resolution here is very much predicated on trust that he'll outgrow it, trust that his innate goodness will come through, and that's part of your queuing. You're always thinking of him in your mind as that respectable young man, regardless of how little he acts up to it, and so on, right?
Yes.
Um, you keep trying, you keep trying, and you trust and hope it comes through. But I want to
Yeah. Every
bring
day is a clean slate.
right, but I want to bring in the most profound strategic tool of all the tools, which like I
Okay.
said, I mentioned it before, but it's not been in prominence, and that is attunement, right? So in this instance here, you don't have answers specifically, you don't always know what to do. When you're in a
Right.
situation of what to do, look around you, pay attention to the world around you, right? I mean, very literally, right? And you
Okay.
look for anomalies, you look for what's unusual, you look for what's odd. And also, in addition to that, you look at the greater abstract perspective, the greater flow of things. In other words, you look at things that would be that that would like be a force of circumstances issues, right?
Okay.
The
Okay.
greater flow of things, right? And like when he was sent to Sun, right? That was force of circumstance. At that point in time, you had no real choice. I mean, you always have a choice, but you didn't really have a choice, correct?
Right, right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's force of circumstance. So
Okay.
look at this force of circumstance, attunement, anomalies also.
Hmm.
Really pay attention to anomalies. Now, it ties into your question, is absolutely perfect. Because if you ask the universe, how do I solve this problem with seizure, right? And then set that out there and start paying attention to the world, the universe, and everything for because you're going to get responses, but of course they come symbolically, right? So you have to pay attention to them from that symbolic point of view. Now,
Okay.
not only this, but also to really understand how this system from the universe works. The universe will assist you, but it won't give you the answers in black and white clear. Very occasionally this does happen, but it's very rare, right?
Right.
Because the universe's mandate is to assist you in developing and enhancing awareness. So
Hmm.
if you're going to ask for something, well, it'd like to give it to you, but if it's not going to help your awareness, well, then sorry. Yeah.
Well, that's
And
what I was just thinking.
right.
Setting my
Well,
intent for the awareness of the answer. Okay.
correct. But also, I mean, you won't get the answer as awareness. What you likely get is a path to figure out, to unravel. You'll get like a little mystery. You see what I mean?
Okay.
That
Right.
you have a bit of life detecting on, and clues and
Okay.
hints, and so just be aware. Like when you
Yeah.
get things symbolically, like in a dream, you still got to interpret the dream. See, and in
Right.
interpreting the dream, this is the development and enhancement of awareness. You've got to learn, you've got to figure, you've got to think, right? So that's all I'm saying. I mean, sometimes it's
No, no,
pretty
I get
obvious,
it.
like very duh, right? But you have
Right.
to that last step together for the duh, right? So there's always that little element to it. I just want to say that the big point here is obviously that yes, put this intent out there and pay attention to the universe, to your surroundings, to the flow of events, and particularly be paying attention to anomalies. And because
Uh-huh.
they will give you the clues, the hints, the suggestions, the tips, the prompts that you need, and especially
Right.
in situations where we don't know, and we know we don't know. This is precisely when this power tool of attunement comes into it. Yes, that's its
Yes.
point. It's to
Yes.
connect to that which is more than us, outside of us, beyond us, that we can't
Hmm.
know otherwise. And in this case, we don't know. I mean, it's not that we can't know, but we don't know. So this is very powerful. This is like a superpower tool. Yes,
Yes.
it,
Yes, it
it's
is.
incredible.
Yes, it is.
That's why I wanted to re-emphasize it because yes, obviously, it's been there, it's been around, but I wanted to really emphasize it because we'll be looking at more direct, practical things. More
Hmm.
surviving the situation, and okay, that's step one. You need to be able to kind of deal with it first, and
Yeah.
then because otherwise you want to have the clarity of mind to be paying attention to attunement and awareness.
Yes.
You'll be too zoomed in, you'll be too focused. So you need to have some overview perspective for attunement. This is very key. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of, that word overview perspective.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so when we're asking for what we need, obviously I don't have the answer right then and there, and it's not going to come to
Yeah.
me just because I ask. So
Correct.
look around, pay
Correct.
attention, be attuned, basically.
Yeah.
Pay
Yeah.
attention to the anomalies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because my intent has been set for, look, I'm looking for a
Yeah.
resolution. I know there isn't going to be one, so how can I get through this moment? So I want to
Yeah.
go beyond that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beyond
Yeah.
asking for what about this
Exactly.
moment? Okay.
So,
Okay.
you can say, for instance, like ask for, you know, to be put on a path to say, look,
Right.
okay, and where's the start? What do I need to do? And to start this path of awareness to get to the answer. So stuff like that. But
Right.
you do need to be somewhat clear. You've got to make the obvious obvious because and you have to declare your intent because
Yeah.
otherwise the universe does not know and it cannot assume on your behalf what your intents are. It cannot do this,
Right.
right?
Right.
So,
But there's something else that I noticed that this is going to do too, though. So it will pull me away from what happens. I notice in these situations is I immediately, that's all a trigger is, but I'm associating certain actions, words, things like that with what happened before. Um,
yeah.
and it's so basically what I'm looking at is if I'm focused in on this, I'm focusing looking at the bigger picture of the situation of basically like we were just talking about. I feel like it'll pull away from that association. It'll break that. It's kind of like it puts a pause in there because that's where I find that I'm getting stuck. Is
Oh,
as soon
explain
as
this
that
again to me. I'm missing something
okay,
here.
all right. When a
Start again.
situation happens, when a bad one happens, okay,
Uh-huh.
I can't be very specific right now. So when a
That's fine. A bad
situation,
situation. That's fine. That's
okay,
enough. Yeah, yeah.
right. So then what happens is um I know it's a trigger, but I'm trying not to stick with that word. I'm
Oh,
trying to pull away from it. So
I
that's
got
why I'm using the
you.
word
So association is
association.
better. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
I get this
A
association
a
and I know what it is.
non-positive association. Yes.
Yeah. And I know what it
Yeah.
is. So to
Yeah.
break that, I think
Mm.
that it would be interesting to insert this, to go, oh,
Correct.
all right, what's the bigger
Correct.
message here? What's the bigger
Correct.
picture?
Correct.
Because this isn't
Correct.
about my
Correct.
past.
Correct.
All
Correct.
right.
And right.
Because
And as
that's
part
where
of
I'm getting
this
stuck.
now. All right. So look at this in the greater context of your intents that you've put into place. Your intent to learn and grow, right?
Right.
And to transcend the limitations of your awareness, right?
Yes.
Particularly your previous awareness, right?
Uh-huh.
Also, to try, in other words, like a victim awareness or the conditioned awareness, etc.
Exactly.
This is
There
an
you go. Right
incredibly
there.
powerful intent, right? So you've
Yep.
set the intent to evolve your awareness and your consciousness, correct?
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
Now, not
Yeah.
only have you set that intent, but you are demonstrating to the universe that this is not just something that you say you want, but that you actually, really, for sure, legitimately do want. And the universe is very clear that you want this. Why? Because you're doing this stuff together, correct? Right?
Right.
All of this that you're doing, the posts, the articles, writing your book, everything that's related to this, right? It's
Yes.
all
Yeah.
proof. It's all clear proof that hey, you are serious about this. This really matters to you. Right. Okay. So
Okay.
now the
Okay.
universe says, this Sher wants to evolve. How do
Yep.
I assist her to evolve? And this is what I've been saying over and over again, and I'm going to say it again now. Everything that happens to you is a capital G gift in that context.
Yes.
It is there
Yep.
for the evolution of your awareness and your sensibility. However, it's also specific, sure. It is very precisely attuned to you and you alone, right? So
Yeah.
when you now look to make sense, right? So capital M makes sense, capital S
Okay.
makes sense. When you now look to make sense of the current circumstance, that point that you were mentioned where you're getting a little bit stuck with the associationness, right? The
Yes.
associativeness of the
Yes.
current nonsense. It is taking you back to previous nonsense, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Now you are getting an opportunity to deal with this crap
that's
in at
cool.
least a way that's
Uh,
sort of more or less dealable. It's much easier than it was in the past with, a full adult male, correct?
yeah. Yeah. Much easier. Much
See my
easier.
point? So
Yep.
think of it from the universe's point of view. Sher wants to resolve her past issues, right? And in the past, you had different tools for dealing with it. Now, in the past, you could leave. That was one option that you had then to deal with it, correct?
But I can't now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Precisely. The universe is giving you this gift. It's saying, ooh, wait a second, Sher needs to learn how to deal with this in other ways rather than
Yep. Need
leaving.
to learn how to deal with conflict other than run. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. So this is, I mean, what a gift. What a gift,
Yep,
right?
it is.
So this is to me, and this is what I said before, right? I said, to me, this came about when we started to when you started to shift your focus, and then it came. And I see this all the time with the participants, the things that we focus on deeply and that are unresolved, they bring these life circumstances about that force one to learn. And it's really powerful, right? So I mean, they're not always quite as dire as this, but this is your particular thing that you need to learn. So, okay,
Yes.
now here's the point that I want to make, though. So yes, there is looking at attunement, and this is a powerful thing. But in your case now, it's a bit more complicated because you've also got this particular intent and the gift of it that's looking to resolve this. Here's what I want to really emphasize. The moment you click and you understand and you get it as to what you need to learn, and you start doing those things, from that moment that you click, the situation will start changing. The way to resolve the situation is to figure out what you need to learn. Let me repeat that. The way to
Okay.
resolve the current situation is for you to figure out what you need to learn, to become aware of, to understand, etc. Right?
Yes.
Awareness, discernment, understand. For you to
Yep.
ADU. Right? That's
Yep.
the issue. Not for him, but for you. The moment you get it, he will change.
Oh, I would hope so. I'm
Yes.
good. I'm going to bank on that. I really am because I'm
Yes.
telling you what, I'm running out of.
Yeah.
I'm running out of like
Correct.
options. Going.
Correct, correct, and also just running out of patience, and there
Oh
is a
yeah, not
point.
just patience, but energy. Holy cow,
Correct,
I'm
correct,
I'm
yeah,
running
yeah,
low.
yeah, running out of juice, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
I
get
am.
you get to the end of your tether, as they say, right? So yeah,
Yep.
um, yeah,
Yep. To the
and
point where I'm like, you know what? Go do whatever. So
yeah, yeah, and that also is not an option, right?
no, it's not. It's
Right,
not.
right,
It's
exactly,
tempting.
yeah, but it's not an option,
I will tell
exactly.
you, no, but it's
Yeah, I know,
tempting.
I know, I know, I know. I know.
There's
But this is also, a test of integrity, right? And
yes, it is.
and tell him this. That's the other strategy that I'm recommending. Share things from your strategic thinking point of view. To say, look, this is very tiresome, and I'm very tempted to say, I'm tempted sometimes. Don't make it so very strong. You got to modify some of your strategy a little bit. But
Yeah,
anyway, to say, I've had the thoughts to say, well, okay, just go and do whatever you want to do, and not care. But CJ, think of this. First of all, it's not in my possibility for me to do that. If I give up on you, then what?
right.
And I've got to live with giving up on you. And this my conscience won't allow me to do, right? And also, how is that good for you? You may think you're getting what you want, but how is that good for you long term, right? It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be a
No.
homeless kid out there, a gang kid and all this shit. I mean, you're going to be a prey. This is it. Kids that are like this, and just left on their own devices, they quickly become prey. And you already know what it's like to be prey, right? Because he was JD's prey,
Yep.
yes?
Yeah.
So,
See, that's what I
so
was going to ask. It's like, how did that feel, and why are you wanting to reverse that? So
yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, so this is the point. Explain to him. It's so clear and obvious that you're not seeing the full picture, right? You want things that if you get them, they're going to screw you over big time. Like you want to
Yep.
go and be hanging out with a whole bunch of JDs, you know.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Where is it going?
Yeah.
So think further, and then what? Think step 2, step 3. Be strategic, look further. This is how people get into trouble because they don't think ahead, they don't think further. They just go moment
Okay,
to
hold on a
moment, and that's
second. I
how they get
like
in
that.
trouble every time, right? They
We
don't see
are
shit coming.
asking you
Yeah,
out with a bunch of. Okay, I really like what you just said about that though.
yeah, yeah.
Looking to hang out
Yeah.
with a bunch of. Yeah.
A
Okay.
bunch of JDs.
Um.
That's all they are. They're
Yeah.
JDs in training, and some of the older ones are going
Yes.
to be JDs. And so
Oh
another
yeah.
point with the gang is ask him, how come they know old guys in the gangs?
Isn't that an interesting question?
Yeah. Where the
Hmm.
and they're not even old as in old, but older,
Yeah.
right? That's it. Why aren't there older guys in the gangs? Well, either they're in jail or they're dead or they got out. Why did they get
Yep.
out? It's the same thing with junkies. Do you ever see old junkies?
No, you don't actually. I've never, no,
Exactly.
I've never
You see
seen an
old
old.
winos, but not old
Yeah, you
junkies.
do. Right,
Yeah.
right. You
Yeah.
don't. That's
Winos,
interesting.
yes.
I never
Junkies,
saw
no.
one.
It's quite fascinating, right? But even so, though, because the winos, alcoholism, it takes a long time to wear its stuff down, and they don't always start young, right?
Right,
But when they
right.
start young, then they also don't last very long, right? So same
Yeah.
point, though. Why don't you see old junkies? Because they don't last,
Huh.
or they get out. When I had the stores in Santa Cruz, that's a
Hmm.
complete drug county. It's like they just, I mean, they
Is
might
it
as well be living in the
really?
60s, right? But
Wow,
there
I
were
didn't
no.
know that.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like they just celebrate it over there. It's like a big deal, It's like they just glorified. It like, literally got that '60s hippie culture going on there still. Anyway,
Wow.
so I had a lot of employees that because it's minimum wage, no questions asked kind of stuff, paying them cash and all this. So all those that couldn't get a job in Silicon Valley, which is just across the hill, because they can't pass a drug test, they get to work with. So I had a lot of like kind of sharp guys, actually, good employees in a sense, but
Uh-huh.
they were all still connected with the drugs in one way or another. Now,
Right,
most of them, and they weren't that young still, mid 20s, maybe somewhere there, or early 20s even. But all of them were making an effort to get out of it, not because they needed a job. It's one of the reasons, but not the prime reason. Because if you do this long enough, you really start to see the detriments. And they see it on their
yes.
health, they see it in their brains, and they don't think properly and all this stuff. So that's the point I'm making. They aren't there because they see the downside. Same with the gangs. The guys all get out eventually if they don't end up in jail or dead. Those are the three ways to get out of a gang. You either have to make the effort to get out yourself, or you're dead, or you end up in jail. But
Right.
it's
It's
a
the same thing
sobering
with a habit
thought,
though. Well, it is
right?
because to me it's the same thing with a habit. Habits don't let anything change. They keep everything the
Correct.
same.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's no
Exactly.
possibility for change with a habit. And what I'm seeing
Exactly.
happen is there's the attempt to develop a habit of this particular
Exactly.
style. And it's like,
Right.
no, sorry, I can't have
Right.
that.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Habits trap you. Habits trap you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that when the people do want to get out of drugs or gangs, it's the habits that they have to fight, and they will tell you, to break your patterns, to break your rhythms, to do things differently, to get out of that comfort, that convenience. That's the hardest part of getting out, always.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the
And,
book
and, and, same thing with abusive marriages. Same thing that keeps them in. Yeah.
is
Familiarity. Yeah.
yes, it is. It is. That will I will agree that, it's more than just that. I mean, of course, there's like
Yeah.
the reasons are limitless as to
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
people stay in their
That's one of the reasons.
bad
Correct. Yeah. It's not
situations,
the only
but
one.
it's
I
just
mean,
one
there's
of them.
fear, there's insecurity, there's doubt.
But you get
Retribution.
into
Oh, it is 101 things. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even call it a mindset anymore because when I look back at it did turn into a habit of when I would think of getting out, then it would be, oh no, but I can't, because I have to do
Yeah.
this and I
Yeah.
have this responsibility and
Yeah.
I made this
Yeah.
commitment and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Call
But
them
see, a
belief
lot of
habits.
those, there you go. There you go. I think that's a good word for it because
Habits. Yeah.
um, they are essentially, those thoughts are just habit.
And they beliefs. That you see,
Yeah,
some
they are.
some habits are physical habits, they aren't beliefs. But
Right.
when you look at that like an abuse situation, or the drugs, or the gangs, yes, there are physical habits involved, like especially with the drugs. But like in the gangs, those are belief habits that keep you trapped. Like fear, and insecurity. Those are all belief habits. Yeah.
They are. They
Yeah.
truly are. I was really doing a lot of dissecting about beliefs the last couple
Yeah.
of days because I was working through something and now I have to go back and look at my notes, but because now I'm focused in on this. But
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
adulting.
Adulting. There
This
you go.
also all of this applies to
Um,
adulting too, as well. It's
exactly. And
because
adulting is one of the best examples of bullshit belief habits that we
thank
think
you, thank you,
are
thank you,
good.
thank you.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that because I'm really
Yeah.
struggling with this whole thing that there's certain aspects of adulting that I'm just so tired of. I just don't want to have to do it anymore. And it's like, well, why don't I
Right.
want to do it? Because it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. I have a
Because
very
somebody else
simple
told me,
recommendation for you.
because somebody else told me I had to be this way. And it's like, no, I don't have
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. No, no,
So
no, no. So my recommendation is when it comes to adulting, throw and parenting, right, which is kind of the same thing more or less.
I don't like
Throw
parenting.
everything you know out, all of it. Throw it all out,
Okay.
and
I
start
can do that.
and start. That's it. Throw it all out. That's it. Everything. Just assume it's all crap. Now, okay, you maybe going to put some of it back, but you're going to scrutinize it very carefully before putting it back and test it and check it, right? And you're going to put it
Yeah.
back and do only what you want to do and think is sensible. Now, of course, you're going to be applying your tools of
Yeah.
impeccability and scrutiny and
Yep.
ethics and sobriety and strategy and everything else to these tools. If it doesn't make sense, sorry, can't go in. End of story. I don't care who says it. That's it.
I
Doesn't
love
matter.
that. If it doesn't make sense,
It doesn't go in.
it
Very
doesn't
simple.
go in.
But here's the point though, right? It's a very big point. That's very different when you're throwing things out. Throwing things out is a different logic to putting things back in again. All right. So
Okay.
let's take your wardrobe, your closet, right?
Okay.
Throw it
All
all
right.
out on the front lawn, right? And say I'm donating it all to Goodwill. Say, yeah, well, okay. Now you go once you donated it all to Goodwill. You say I'm going to donate this all to you, but I want first pick on buying it back. Now that you've got to buy it back, correct? Think of your
Yes.
logic buying back the stuff that you've all thrown out. How much of your stuff will you actually buy back and replace? Now,
Probably not any.
you see my point. I mean, don't assume
Yep.
economics is an issue now, but for
Right.
most
Right.
people, they're like, oh my goodness, there's very little that I'm going to buy. Okay, there's this one thing that's very special and dear to me, and I love it, and I don't think I could even throw it out in the first place. They're gonna know immediately what the things are that they will buy back, right, and that they will make
Holy
an effort to
cow.
put back. That's the stuff that has real value. Yeah. So, but when you ask those same people to, okay, what are you going to throw out? Yeah, and they throw out very little, right? When it's still in the closet.
Huh. But then once you pull it out of the closet, then it's like none of this makes sense.
Once it's already thrown out, got to
Oh.
put it back in again. It's a different calculation. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Oh.
It's a different
Okay.
calculation when you throw it out and when you put it back in again. That's
Yeah, yeah,
why you
it is.
take
It is.
all of your adulting and parenting crap and throw it all out. Throw out the good and the crap. Throw it
Yep,
all
yep.
out and then selectively put it back. Because also you've made space for new. You've
Yeah.
declared into the universe to say, look, I don't know necessarily what all I need. But when it's all in there, your closet is full. Say, well, sorry, you want new stuff, but there's no space here.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah. So you gotta clear out that closet. And when it's
Well,
all
I
out,
think
you realize,
so.
wow, seriously, I didn't really realize, how much I was holding on to stuff that's like,
Well, see,
why?
and that's I do that. I had been doing this. Let me see, how do I describe it? Um, Selectively. I had been selectively minimizing, and it's taken me probably a lot longer than it needed to. Um,
Yeah,
but that's just because I feel like what you were saying earlier, like, everything that's going on now is because of what I asked, right?
exactly.
Um,
Oh,
okay,
absolutely.
so that I'm making that connection to, that's making sense to me. So now if I just take everything, toss it all out, put it all out there on the table, so to speak, metaphorically, I'm probably not going to want any of it back. Like none
Exactly.
of it. Like none of the
Exactly.
past. I
Exactly.
don't want the house back. I don't want the state back. I don't want any of that back. I just would like to, like
Exactly.
I was telling my friend yesterday, wouldn't it be great if we could just live a day without calling it a day? Like no name,
Yes.
day, and
Yes.
do whatever the hell
Yes.
you want to do with no responsibilities.
Yes. And here we come to
None.
a really potent point. When you throw it all out, you create the opportunity for a paradigm shift within yourself.
Oh my gosh. I am
That's you.
creating, yeah,
The
for the
opportunity
paradigm
for
shift
a paradigm shift. Now, what that
in
is going to
myself,
be,
though,
you
not
don't
just
know.
the universe,
But
myself.
right, right. But for instance, when you throw it all out, you are already implementing a paradigm shift because you're saying
Yeah,
everything in me is wrong. All my beliefs, all my ideas, all my whatever, it's all fucking wrong. Now you're
yeah,
opening up for a different system. And this is huge. I mean, look at how this is required for
yeah,
CJ. He
yeah,
needs that paradigm shift to say, dude, all the shit that you believe, it's all fucking wrong. And you think it's the
yeah,
bomb, but it's all absolute crap. He's not prepared for that yet. I mean, he's struggling with that. And he knows it. He actually
yep,
does know this, but he's so hung up on this wrong shit that he can't acknowledge it. But that's the point. But, you're doing this, whether he now sees it or not, I think from an intent on the gridwork universe point of view, it's going to communicate through to him, right? Because you're going to
yeah,
start questioning all those little habits of doing. And that's why it's to pay
uh-huh,
attention to the detailed little habits. The physical habits lead to paying attention to the psychological, emotional, spiritual habits. Yes,
yeah,
habits of belief.
absolutely.
That's the biggest, worst habit is habits of belief. Yes,
Yes, it is.
power
And
conception for the
okay,
dictionary of power, habits of belief.
God. So I had
Yeah.
somebody contact me this morning, actually a few days ago, but we're trying to set up some coaching sessions. And
Uh,
one of the questions is, as they put it, and I'm going to try and quote it as best I can, um, perceived oppressive energy from their partner. That's what they're struggling with,
they
is
receive
perceived.
oppressive energy from their partner.
They are perceiving it.
Oh,
They are
oh, oh,
perceiving in their partner's
perceiving.
presence that there's, yeah, an oppressive energy. Well, I got to thinking about that word choice, perceive, and it's like, well, if I break that down, of course, and I was trying to like basically put myself in that person's shoes, going, what would that feel like? Well,
Yeah.
I would be telling myself that I'm making this choice to perceive this person's energy, their mood, their feelings, etc. But um, is that really a choice, or can it be possible that somebody can pick up,
Yeah.
somebody else's mood and feeling? Is it
Yeah. Yeah.
intuitive, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
So where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Go
Oh,
through the
anyway, so what I was going to say,
implication of their statement.
go through the what?
Okay, so this person said to you they are perceiving, is it oppressive energy?
Yes, perceiving
Right.
oppressive energy.
Okay, now what are the implications there?
Okay. Um, there's two of them I see. I mean, just right off the top of my head that
Yeah,
came to
yeah.
me right away. One is because they're not comfortable in this person's presence, and two, they're feeling uncomfortable because of their own energy around this person, that they don't like this situation. I don't know. Um,
Yes, yes. Keep going, keep going. Okay, well,
okay.
now start. Run with let the stuff feed on itself. So, what other
Okay,
implications
so
are there?
well, that they're struggling with asking for their needs. They feel like they're having to stick with whatever it is that their choices are. And this is where I
Yeah,
was going. So does this mean throwing out those habits, or just taking it all out, putting it all on the table and saying, no, I don't want any of this, and then start being more selective? Would
yes,
that help somebody understand then how to
yes.
start being more discerning about what their needs are?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, oppressive is a perception, right? It's
Yeah,
an
exactly.
interpretation. It's a quality. So
Yes.
the other person may just be overly helpful, for instance. Why are they overly helpful? Because the person is like, well, can you open the jar for me or whatever, right? They're lazy. So they get the person
Okay.
to do everything for them. And so they cultivate this air of incompetence, ineptitude, weakness to get the person to do stuff
Okay.
for them. But now that
Okay.
they're getting to be a bit more aware, they now see those same actions which they cultivated. And of course, they don't want to acknowledge the awful truth that they did this. Now it's oppressive. Of course, it's
Okay.
oppressive, but you wanted the suppression, right? You didn't think of it as suppression. You think of it as help and somebody doing something for you. But when somebody's taking it on them to do everything for you on your behalf, of course, it's going to be oppressive. Now, they may legitimately be, negatively oppressive. My point is that it's not so clear cut. They might have
Right.
a
Right.
massive part in this by playing the victim, and not the victim, but the helpless, right? Which is kind of like a
Okay.
victim. So
Right. Right.
if you're gonna be constantly being all helpless and help me and all the stuff, people are gonna be doing stuff for you, and they're gonna be taking choices away for you because they're gonna be doing things on your behalf. If
Uh-huh.
somebody's doing things on your behalf, how is that very different from oppression? It's just a matter of the flavor of it, right? In the same
Exactly.
basic
Yeah,
same
exactly.
action. Yeah. So how much of that statement is actuality and how much of it is interpretation? So that's what I'm
You see,
trying to
that's
say.
where I
When we
was
look at
going.
this,
Yeah, that's where I was going.
yeah,
Was, I was kind of struck by that word. Just that I was actually struck by the word that perception. That's the one that
yeah,
grabbed me.
yeah, yeah,
Because I got
yeah,
looking at that and it's like, well, perception is a choice, you know.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so I knew
exactly.
that much. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
why are you choosing this? What's
yeah,
behind that?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Or is it
so
really
yeah,
so? I mean, it may be that it's accurate, but based on what?
right. There we
That's
go. Right,
Yeah. Based
right.
on what? That's
Um,
like, and what then? The other part of, and what then is based on what? Right? Yeah, they
right,
go together. Yeah, yeah.
right. Um, I just thought that was really kind of intriguing to me. Where I was going second, let me finish that up, was because I thought it was interesting that that question came to me after a conversation from yesterday with somebody completely different. They don't even know each other. Where we were talking about how it would be really kind of cool to just not adult at all for the day, and we declared ourselves unadulted for the day. so, so that was
Wow.
a new word.
Who's this that declared this? You and?
Me and a friend of mine, we've
Oh,
been friends for a
wonderful.
couple of years,
Wonderful.
and so
Wonderful. Wonderful.
we were joking about we
Yeah.
declare ourselves unadulted for the day.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
that's what we
Wonderful.
did.
I've
Um,
made, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
oh yeah. So then I got to thinking, well, okay, why is it so difficult for people to ask for their needs? And then I went back to, and when we're having this conversation about asking for needs
Yeah.
and wants, and then you brought up that point about, oh, this is what I've asked for. I just wasn't aware of it.
Correct. 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 And
Okay.
also,
All right.
to answer the question why
My
people don't
perception.
ask needs, because they think their needs are obvious.
Okay. Well, see now, let's go back to that word perception. Why was it so important to me? Why did I pick up on it? Well, because
Yeah.
isn't that what I'm talking about here? It's my
Precisely.
perception, how I'm perceiving everything that's going on.
Exactly. Exactly. So now we come to a super powerful entry for a dictionary of power, and that is
Okay.
contextual perception,
I like that.
right?
Is
So look at that
my,
the client, right? Them perceiving
yep.
this oppressive energy. It's contextual. It depends
Yes, it
in the
is.
context of them being a victim, them being the helpless, them being lazy, them being kind of squirrely and manipulative. Right? All of those are potential contexts which change the
Yep.
flavor of that word oppressive. Yes, it
Yep.
may
Yep. It
be or
sure
it may not
did.
be. Right. So also it depends. It's in other words, contextual is saying depends. It's the same thing, right? So
Yes.
when we look at
All
contextual
right.
perception, we realize, oh my great goodness, wow, wait. I can see the same thing from multiple contexts, and it can be
Yes.
completely and utterly different. Yes?
Okay. this from multiple contexts.
Multiple
All right,
context.
I'm going to list them off for you in order of occurrence.
I just want to
Okay.
add one quick point. Multiple context gives me multiple truths.
Which gives me multiple truths.
I can
Well, it does.
perceive from multiple contexts, which gives me multiple truths. This is a huge philosophical point, spiritual point. Big deal. Very, very big deal.
It does. And okay, so this is really kind of cool.
I mean,
I hope
take
this is
that oppressive
holding this.
energy, right? I mean, from
Yeah,
right, that person being genuinely helpful to them, but not realizing that it's a help that's not really helping. In other words, like doing everything for them, constantly opening the jars, doing all their taxes for them, paying all their bills for them. Does this really
right.
help the person? It's what they want, but it's also training them to be inept. Yes.
Yes.
So is it really helping? No, it's not helping them. So is it oppressive? Yes, it is. Does the person mean it to be oppressive? Well, they might, but they might also not, right? So this is what I'm saying, multiple truths on the same thing. See, they all are true. Like, for instance, it's really true that the person is oppressing them, but it's also true that they're not meaning to oppress them. See, which changes the meaning of the word oppressive. It usually implies some kind of intent. So that's my point, though. When we start to perspective shift, and you've got contextual perception to
Yes.
perceive
Yes.
from particular context, you get multiple truths, right? You get contextual
Yeah.
truth. Yeah.
Well, that's why I posted yesterday because I was really focused in on, all right, how can I actually physically? I was looking for a way to tangibly perspective shift. I know,
Yeah.
it's weird, but that's what I was looking for. And that's why I came up with yesterday. It's like, well, okay, it's easy. When I close
Yeah.
my eyes and I open them back up again, things look different. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Because I've broken that, I put a wall, I put a stop right there on whatever it was my eyes were trying to see.
Mm.
So maybe it's metaphorical, but at the same time, it also physically works.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just does. Um,
And
have you ever done that when you're thinking of something and you close your eyes and then you open them back
yeah.
up again, you can see it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Absolutely.
meant by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really interesting because I kind of did that here during our conversation. And that's where I said, well, things are a little bit, the situation co-occurring with my asking the universe to make sense of things um, brought me the answer, like you were talking about, where I wasn't paying attention to the anomalies. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that just kind of came to me. There's a whole bunch of them. There is um, the lessons right now that we're supposed to be learning this last week for context. That's what CJ is learning
Yeah.
right now is context. But he's
Oh,
learning it
that's fantastic. Oh, that's
yeah.
fantastic.
That's why I said hang on because this gets really interesting how all
Wow.
my answers came to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so number one, it was really fortuitous that we got on at the time we did because it showed me I was not being aware. Why
Hmm.
was I not being aware? How do I know? Well, because yeah, I knew I was expecting the mowers, but I wasn't paying attention to the weather. It's raining. It's cold.
Attunement.
Thank
Attunement.
you. There you go. Who's going to pay? Who's going to be out there mowing in the rain and cold? Nobody. All right.
Yeah.
Sherry wasn't making that connection. Well, it finally connected. And I'm like, oh, well, geez, okay, I can just get on now.
Because you weren't in
So there's number
attunement, in other
one.
words.
Exactly. So there's number one. So that's why I said I think it was really kind of interesting that you brought that up. And I
Yes.
came up with the same question, but in a little
Yes.
bit of a different
Which,
context.
yay, for me means I'm
So
at least a little bit in attunement, right?
exactly. So these co-occurring
Celebrate.
situations, but these co-occurring situations have been happening on a daily basis, but I have not been paying attention to them.
Yes.
The lessons
Yes.
in context, the lessons in writing, the
Yeah.
strategy. And now there's lessons that are being combined with context and fantasy and sci-fi for
Yeah.
CJ to help along his interest a little bit. But at the same time, being made aware or not made aware. I don't like that. Having it brought to my awareness, my
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Coming to
Um,
awareness. Yeah.
yeah, coming to awareness to pay attention to these anomalies, all of these ones that
Totally.
continuously are
Totally.
spilling out,
Yeah.
but I wasn't paying attention to it. Now, here's the point. All of this is making space for my needs,
Yeah. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
needs to be met.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
It's
all
not
about
me
you. Yes.
asking, well, see, and now I'm okay, but when I put it that way, I feel selfish because I don't like things to be about me.
No, no.
I just
No,
don't.
but what if you're the only actual real person in the whole entire universe?
I well, see, now, no, that's going to put me into some kind of existential crisis.
Okay, let's put it this way, right? So let's say that I make a virtual reality game, and it's a psychological virtual reality game
Okay.
it's an awareness raising, emotional training, habit training game, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
And right. And it feeds off of your psychology, and it produces everything that you need. So everybody in the game is an AI, but they real to you, of course, but they all of them are there for your benefit. How can you not think selfishly? It would defeat the purpose of the game. You wouldn't learn all of the lessons, right?
Hmm.
And when
No,
you
I
think of
wouldn't. I
life
would
that
follow.
way, it changes things, right? I mean, yes, they real to you. You can't tell whether they're AI or real or not, which is makes for compassion and sensitivity and care and all of this stuff, right? But at the same token, you can't neglect yourself and put yourself as important, because then you nullify the game. And that's the
Um,
universe's game. See?
yeah, but neglecting myself is also a form of control, isn't it?
I guess so, yes. It's also a form of reverse, inverse psychotic ego. I don't know how else to call it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it is, but it just it I don't like um thinking that way, but there's times when I do have to admit that, yep,
Right, right, right,
I'd
right,
much rather
right,
put
right.
everybody
So,
else
so
first.
part of the things that you throw out is your likes and don't likes.
Okay.
That's it. It's part of that stuff that you're thrown out, because it's like your closet. The stuff's in there. Well, I kind of like this stuff. Some stuff I don't like. It's still in there, but whatever. Right? Throw out
Right.
all your likes and your dislikes. All of it. Throw it all out.
Oh
Right?
my goodness.
So when you start to assume that right, since you've thrown it all out, now you have to assume that all of your likes and dislikes, which you thought were very legitimate, are flawed.
Okay. I
That's
can do
it.
that.
Simply take for
Throw it all out
granted.
because they're thawed.
Right. I mean, you see the difference, though, right? When you've thrown it all out
Yep.
and you got to put it back in again. Oh, now I've got to justify putting the seed. I've got to have a big court case before the stuff goes in, right? That's what really is the issue here. It's like you have this
Yep.
massive court case, and there's not just your side and the other side. There's like 20 different sides to each one. It's like a lawyer for each potential context and side, and they all come and make their case. Plus, this is new nobility law, at least in the ag, right? When you're a lawyer in the agglomeration, the new nobility set the system up. If I go
Okay.
and we argue the case, I've got to argue both sides of the case, and if there are a third and a fourth and a fifth sides, I got to argue all of them. And the other lawyers, they all have to argue each side of the case,
Okay, and there's
because
another anomaly.
because those in that system, it's not about winning, but about getting to the truth. Right?
Yes,
So how do
just
I really get there if I'm interested only in my argument and making the best of my particular context? No, I've got to make the case for all of them, right?
yeah.
And that way I can get to the truth. So when you put back these beliefs and ideas and likes and dislikes, you've got to have this I call it the courts of conscience, right? That's
Well,
who
that's
the judges are.
fascinating.
The judges are you, of course, you the judges, but it's your conscience, your sensibility, your impeccability, your integrity. Those are all the judges.
Yep. Yep.
It's a
Well,
wonderful
hey,
mechanism, this courts of conscience, yes?
But here's another anomaly that you just mentioned, this whole thing about the legal. I have been binging on one of my favorite shows, Boston Legal. I don't know if you've ever seen
Oh, brilliant. Oh, yes, a great
it.
show.
Okay.
A great show. Yes,
I
yes,
have been
yes.
binging on again. I've watched the series, I don't know how many times, but I'm currently going
Wonderful.
through it again.
Wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
they just finished up with the case where Alan Shore was talking about, I don't care if I win or lose this case. What I want you to come away with is the truth. That's all we
Correct.
need here today.
Correct. Correct. And
Because
that's
he said
very rare.
essentially that's what we argue in life is, are we living our
Exactly.
truth?
Exactly. And this is the mechanism that you need to apply when you put
Yep.
things into yourself, whether it's something that you're putting back or not, doesn't matter. It needs to satisfy the truth criteria, right?
Yes,
And
it does.
value,
Yes, it does.
usefulness, and sensibility, and sobriety, and impeccability, and overall awareness, and full context. It needs to be valuable and sensible in all contexts, not just a little tiny small bubble context. Yes?
That's right. That's right. I can't just, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness. See, this is really
yeah.
cool because, so here's what I think I'm going to do today is I think it would be really kind of awesome to go back and backtrack all the different anomalies,
Yes,
the pieces that
yes,
I missed.
yes, yes, sure. So, in other words, attunement is the big key here because anomalies is
Yeah.
part of attunement, right? Because you've got the
Yeah.
three A's: attunement, anomalies, alignment. So you have to use them and all this. So
Right.
they all work together, right? Yeah, yeah, they all
Oh my
work together.
goodness.
Right.
For
It's all
all
part
the
of that. Force of circumstance, flow, pattern, all of this is part of attunement. And of course,
right.
context. Isn't
Yeah. See, and
attunement
that's
simply being attuned or aware of the greatest context of them all? Yeah,
yeah, it is.
yeah,
Absolutely, it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Absolutely. And see,
exactly.
that's why I feel this really kind of interesting because we were focusing, or my plan is anyways, to
Yeah,
focus before holiday the whole idea of context. There's defining from context, writing with context, um,
wonderful.
that kind of thing. Those are, and then how do they apply to our storytelling, and
Yeah,
how does our storytelling apply to our life? I mean, basically, it's one whole unit that
yeah,
I had pulled together for this
yeah,
week. But
yeah,
Miss Sherry might just be learning a whole lot of it throughout this week too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So, I have something for CJ, right?
okay,
And this,
okay,
right? Well, I'm just going to say it to you like I'm saying it to him. So, CJ, most people in life want to be smarter. They want to have power. They want to have the ability to, have more than most people have, right? So,
right.
this being smarter, having power, etc., and being able to get what you want, for instance, right? But also, you don't necessarily want to get what you want at the expense of others. But anyway, to be smarter and to have real power, you can do so by truly, truly understanding context.
Oh,
Context
see,
is a
that's perfect.
sacred, profound conception. It's not a word, it's a conception. If you
Okay,
really, really understand context, you will be smarter than 90% of the world's people, 99%, whatever, the majority of the world's people, right? But you truly have to
right.
understand context. And when you truly understand context, you learn to perspective shift, etc. etc. Everything comes from context is incredible power, but you really have to make the effort to truly understand it. It's a big,
What was that?
big, big.
I was looking for the word that you had said. You call it. You said it was for the dictionary. I'm going back up. I'm scrolling up. I'm
So
scrolling up.
context
I'm
shifting,
looking. Context shifting. Is that what you had talked about?
earlier,
Um,
correct. Yeah. Yeah. To add to the
yeah.
dictionary of power. Yeah. Context shifting. Yes. 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 Yeah. It's a massive term.
Contextual
Massive.
perception. There you go.
Oh, contextual. Yeah. Contextual perception, which is context shifting. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me
Yeah.
write that down. Context shifting.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to repeat that back and make sure that I've got it right. Okay.
Put them
So
both in.
perception is right. And then so that we know that perception is contextual. So most
Yeah.
people, they do want to be smarter, have more power, have more ability, get their needs met, have their wants provided for. And to get all
Yeah.
this, to have this power, you can do so by understanding context. That's
Exactly.
my repeat back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. That one's going to go
Yeah.
up too. I
Yeah.
really dig that one.
It's huge. It's huge. It's
Okay.
huge.
Now,
I
can you say to
cannot.
have power or
Right.
to be empowered?
Both, both of them,
Okay.
to both have power and be empowered. Both of them require an understanding of context, because
Okay.
power can easily wipe you out if you don't understand context, right? So there's
That's
so
true.
many things.
Okay.
When you watch movies together and you see how people miss things because they're not seeing the bigger
Oh,
picture, they can't see
constantly.
context, right? They see it only in
Constantly.
one particular. It's like, man, it's everywhere. Once you start becoming aware of context and how limiting it is when you don't perceive context, it's huge. It's huge. It's
It
huge.
is. It's life limiting because I see examples of that all the time.
Yeah,
All the time. People just don't understand. What they want to see is the whole black and white
yeah,
thing. And not even that. They just
yeah.
choose one color. It's either black or white, not
Exactly.
both.
Exactly. No awareness of the context
Mm-mm.
of color. It's
No.
astonishing. Like, hello,
Yeah.
where did colors go in your black white thinking?
Yeah.
No, man. Or it's just that mentality of opposites. It tends to do that, right? It only sees opposites and it assumes opposites is all of it. Yes, black and white are opposites, but that doesn't mean that there isn't more than those opposites. It's
Yeah.
contextual. So people tend to think it's either this or that, and that makes it everything, which is them not
Oh God,
understanding
yes.
context. Right? It's
Well, especially
incredible.
when people are trying to read you, and it's like, don't bother with trying to read me. Just ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Context
I
is
had a.
really like superpower, understanding context. Understand.
As a matter of
Aren't so
fact,
simple,
this
they
is.
aren't so clear cut, right? There's more. Just
Yeah.
like colors. It's not, black people love black white thinking because it's simple. But also,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
miss out on all the colors. So fine, you want simplicity, but you're also gonna get boring because if you're only focused on black and white, you're gonna live in a gray world. Right?
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
it's interesting. I did it first. There was well, actually it's the second time I've turned a client down, but I turned her down for a specific reason, and I got I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. Um, we had one, two, three sessions together. And on the third session, she's like, I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue coaching with you. And it's like, well, okay, that's your choice. I said, but is there something you want to share with me? Uh, you know, I was basically asking, was there something that could have been done better, whatever. But I just said, is there something you'd like to share? And she's like, well, I just can't read you. And
Ha!
I said, well, I said, I'm not so sure is if that's the purpose of coaching. I said, if that's the impression that you got was that you needed to read me to be effective, with
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
improvement, I said,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a
I
good
mean,
fit.
you basically just you're a good coach should not be readable so that the client cannot shape their responses and
Yes,
behaviors to coach
yes,
please.
yes.
This is
So I
inappropriate.
just told her, I told her, I said, that wasn't, I said, I respect what you're feeling and what you're saying. I said, but I really can't, sorry, but I can't, really open myself up like that. I said, because that would affect the relationship.
Correct.
Um, so she just said, well, okay, because I just like to know that I can connect with, the people I'm working with. And I said, well, I appreciate that. We can connect, but not on that level.
Yeah,
So she was asking
yeah.
basically
Also,
for me to give her a whole lot more than what was
right, right, right.
ethical.
But
Yeah.
in her mind, a coach is somebody who gives you beliefs to believe.
Yes. Yeah. She was looking for answers. She was looking for solid, direct answers, not
Correct.
tools,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
bothers
So
me because here's why. She's studying to be a psychologist.
yeah,
And I just
yeah.
thought, what? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. If
That was
there's now ever
interesting.
somebody who needs to do the hearing and helping course, it's her. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, by the way, I did invite her to the group and I did invite her to the
welcome.
Friday morning sessions. She never
Oh,
joined.
wonderful. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody
I
did
haven't seen her
did
name in there.
email
And
me, a Mary Maloney. Um, Said they wanted to join. I gave them all the things, and I haven't heard anymore. I've seen them in group, I think. So,
yeah, I don't know her name. Oh, this girl was Eleanor. That was her name, was
oh,
Eleanor.
I don't
Um,
know.
and she there was just a lot of, what do you call it, internal red flags. So I
Yeah.
felt perfectly fine with accepting her. I What she would wanted me to do was beg, and I wasn't about to do that.
Yeah. 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 No, I
No,
mean,
I don't
because
need
it's
that.
inappropriate. I mean, she wants
Yes.
you to tell her what to do, and you can't tell her. Yeah.
Right, right. So that was only the second person, and then the other one was becoming too dependent. And so I
Ah,
let her go. Um, and it was just she wasn't doing the work. I would give her tools, I would provide her suggestions, we would work at length.
yeah.
I spent probably more than an appropriate amount of time trying to give her resources. And
Yeah.
she wouldn't
No,
apply any of them,
yeah,
not once. And I just
exactly.
finally, after like
Exactly.
the fourth month, when she called me out of the blue and she goes, "Well, I know I haven't been in touch with you for a month, but I really need your help now." And it's like, "No, I'm sorry, I can't. No."
Yeah. If you're not willing to
Or-
do the work, you're not going to get anything.
yeah,
Without applications, all meaningless. Exactly.
yeah, and that was my point, and that's pretty much too how I'm operating in my personal life. It's like if you're if you're not willing to put in effort, I'm not going to apply either. So
Exactly. Exactly. That's very
it
important.
just doesn't
Very
work for
important.
me. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
I really
Yep.
like that. To have power and be empowered, you can do so by understanding context.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's huge. It's huge. It doesn't
Well, you
make
know
sense
what?
at first, but boy, that's why it's so powerful. Because most people, if you read that statement to most people and say, "What are you talking about, sir?" That just sounds like rubbish, right? They won't get it.
No, no, they won't get it. But here's the
Yeah.
thing, I get it. And I'm actually putting that as my that's kind of like my point for the day then, because
Yes, and attunement. Don't forget attunement. Right. Right.
well, yeah, well that came from attunement.
I got you. Okay. Okay.
To me
Okay.
did. To me it
Yeah.
did. It came from
Right.
attunement.
Wonderful.
Um,
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
it
Wonderful.
had to
That's
have.
a good. Yeah. Whenever you come to a point of this is what I want to now be my focus, not just for the day, but for the near future until it becomes mine and it's integrated and I don't have to even think about doing it. It's just automatic, right? So you
Yeah.
made it into a capital H habit. It's always good to end on notes like that. So a couple of
Yes.
housekeeping points. Since you're
Yes,
talking
sir.
about clients, what happened to Sherman, or what's going on with Sherman?
I'm still working with Sherman. He took a
Okay.
little bit of a break for a month because he had what do you call it? There were like
Finals.
tests and stuff that they have to do.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. He had to get through those and was doing a lot of deep, heavy studying. And it's like, okay, that's cool. I get it.
Yeah.
He did have to go through a psychological assessment that his
Ah.
advisors went through because they noticed a decline in his performance on his test scores as well as communication skills. He was really struggling, and
Mm,
it was showing up in his work. So they had
thanks.
him do two tests. One was I thought was ridiculous, but it was a learning disability test, and the other one was for um, something having to do with interpersonal communication. Um,
Oh,
what the results were was okay, severe stress. Um, and uh, I said, "So what are you going to do about this? What's your plan? Do you have one?" And he's like, "Oh, well, yeah." So he laid out his what he had been doing for self-care. And it's like, great. So he's back on track. He pulled his grades up. He got off probation.
okay, good. All right.
Graduates. Oh my golly, in January is graduation. Um, he did get accepted to a clinic um, in Houston. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so things are moving along. And he's also starting to figure out the whole thing about relationships.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
now that once he's finished with his exams and he's got more time to think about that stuff,
yes,
then there's likely going to be more movement there because,
yes.
it's hard when you're so distracted. So, yeah.
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 Well, it just kind of blew me away because he's like, wow, so much of this goes back to my relationship with my mom and dad. And I'm like,
He's getting
okay,
it. He's getting it. He's getting it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Persistence.
but I
Persistence.
had to
Yeah.
I had to laugh at myself because, internally I didn't laugh at him, but I had to laugh with myself because it's like,
Yeah.
wow, Sherry, who's that remind you of? It I just remember thinking, okay, I worked with Phil for how long now? And some of these concepts he told me way back when, and I'm just now connecting to them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
we just got to move stuff out of the way. That's all.
yeah, yeah. By the
But that
way,
stuff is ourselves.
yeah, one of the most profound things that we have to throw out is our belief in our own sensibility.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm
Yeah.
constantly astounded at just, how, okay, I thought I was, and well, no, not really. So, okay, I got to update. I got to update. So, that's an ongoing thing that's always there, just by the way. But anyway,
Updating constantly is important. But yeah,
exactly,
that's,
exactly. And paradigm shifting too, we got the paradigm
oh,
shift.
yeah. There's so
But I
much to
do
do
want,
all at once.
yeah, yeah. So, but to jump tracks here completely,
Yes.
is there anything that, like in the household or whatever, stuff that you would like to get, but at this point in time can't really justify getting?
Is there anything that
Yeah,
I would
that
like
you.
to get but can't
Yeah,
justify
and I'll
getting?
explain why. Don't jump to any
Um,
conclusions yet. Likely, it's going to be
no, no,
completely
no,
wrong. Yeah, yeah, okay.
no. Okay, would it be for does it have to be the house or can it be personal?
Oh, house, personal, anything. All right,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
there is.
says anything you can buy on Amazon. There we go.
Right. Yeah, yeah, there is.
Like what? Like what?
A pair of slippers.
A pair of slippers. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I
that's a
can
good
put
one. All right.
socks on.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, hold on, hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Well, the reason I ask this is because you'll see in a moment. Yeah, let me find a different one here to go to. Amazon asked me to be a reviewer. They call it Vine on Amazon Vine, a Vine reviewer. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not.
Uh-huh.
And so what you do is you review items, and you get them for free essentially. Now, before
Yes.
that sounds wonderful, but of course you don't have access to all the items, right? It's a limited
Right.
selection. So and it's a lot of weird stuff, very specific, particular stuff. I'll show you in a moment. I just want to search for the
Oh, cool.
slippers here. Yeah. So, well, I'll do screen share in a moment. So there
Okay.
is a possibility that I could get stuff, and when they ship it to me, because I shipped you the pencils and stuff, Amazon has that as a shipping address, right?
Oh, yes.
So,
Yeah.
I think that I could probably send it to you, and okay, it's women's slippers, and I say, well, I knew somebody who needed this, and I trust them, and I can get a good review from this. You see, so that's all
Yeah.
they have available as slippers.
Oh, I don't see your screen.
Oh, did I not share screen? Oh no,
Do I see
well I did.
anything?
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
there we
now it's
go.
coming up.
There we go. Okay, so I make this full screen. So these are the slippers, but you want like soft, plushy slippers like this, no?
Oh no. Yeah, no, I mean even like those ones on the end.
Like this?
Yeah, because those I can wear outside, but like the white ones, those are kind of cool too.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
women's bridal
tell me
slippers.
which ones to look at. We
Do.
can look at them closer. Right, let's look at this one first then, since you mentioned this one first.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
called
slide
slides, aren't
sandals
they?
for women and men, feather recovery shoes, non-slip cloud. Okay, comfy pillow slippers, cushion, thick sole, indoor, outdoor. Okay,
Yeah,
ethylene, premium quality, skin-friendly, breathable. This will work?
sure. Yeah, those will work
Okay, well, let's see. Let's
in
see
black.
now. Okay. Now, well, I can't. I have to order it here. You see,
Oh, okay.
and so before we get what shoe size?
Oh, that would be the 7 to 8 because I'm a 7.5.
Okay, 7 to 8
Yep.
woman. Okay, and we get orange, green, or white.
Okay, let's go white.
White. Okay. Now it's still not a guarantee.
Right.
Well, but now I'm going to choose here and send to this address. Yeah, you see, it's currently not available. This happens all the time.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine.
Second, well, let's hang on. Let's try it with a different color, or is it that not an option?
Oh no, that's an option. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So second choice in the color.
Go for orange. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Why
Okay.
not?
Now I'm gonna change the size again. Oh, so it seems like orange isn't available for that.
Okay, it
You
wants
see?
to do, yeah, it wants to do just green.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they have green
And
for
green's
that.
fine too.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah. So okay, let's try the green, and it's to you.
So is this
Yes.
something that they ask you to do or something I could apply to do?
No, I don't think you can apply to do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I would imagine not. It's just like I left some reviews, which is it's a universe thing, sure.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
don't think I've left more than before this. I don't think I'd left more than 10 reviews. But of course, when I do a review, I'm implying way of impeccability to it. And this is what they
Yeah.
want. They want, honest, genuine, thoughtful reviews
Yes.
that don't give your personal opinion, that are objective reviews and so on and so forth. Okay, so
Right.
that was, let's try which is the next one.
The next item, let's
Yeah.
try um yeah, sketch paper.
No, the next slippers on the screen here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The next ones. Um, what is, oh, those are, I don't know what those smiley face slippers are, but you can try those.
Oh, oh, it's not this one then. I just wanted to show you more up close. I don't think you want bride on your things.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't see what that was. So the smiley face ones, you talking about these ones here?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see those.
Well, that's in
Those
that
look kind of
color.
fun.
I mean, that's kind of dreadful in that
See?
color.
Yeah, but
But that's not too bad, right?
that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look on the right here. Oh no. Oh yeah. I mean, there's the pictures come up very slowly. So
Yeah. Yeah, another one in blue or white. That's kind of fun.
yeah, or the pink
Pink is kind
probably,
of
because
fun. The pink is kind of fun.
when the smiley color is not a strong color, it's less contrasty, and then it's better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So okay, well, at least so we prepared. Now this is, you see, now I'm on Amazon, and this is the regular buying where I preview it. You see,
Oh, okay.
but now I have to get out of this and go to the buying here with them. You see, which
Uh-huh.
which is now a different thing. So okay, we go back to 7.5 to 8. And well, no, you don't want black, yellow.
Nope.
So white, blue, you said?
Yeah, we can try the white blue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. That's at least
That's not
available.
too
Let's
bad.
try. Let's try. Send to this address. Nope.
Okay. So instead of slippers, maybe type in
Hang on. Let's try
yeah,
some of
what?
the other colors and see. Like
Okay.
I did white, blue. Let's see. White. Well, let's try white, pink.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I should try at least 2 or 3 colors and see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and these I do is no good either, right?
Right.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. I do
Well,
impeccability. It could be in that. Yeah.
and maybe that's what I was just gonna say, because the one thing that I really cannot justify, and it's
Yeah.
one of my, it is one of the things that I only buy for myself at very, very last, and that's like perfume, perfume body spray. That's always
Ah,
last on the list.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. I just, they recommend stuff. Now look what they recommend. I
Oh no,
mean,
that's cool.
yeah.
Oh, I
I
like
mean,
that.
what? Which, where? What?
Well, that's what is that ceramic mug? What is that?
This
Koifen
one?
ceramic mug? Yeah, what is
This
that
one?
stand?
Huh?
Oh, that's kind of icky.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's kind of
Yeah.
ugly.
Sometimes that's why I just tell me if something is interesting, then I click on it and then we see. Right. But I'm just trying to say this is now what they recommend. Why they recommend some of the stuffs, I have no idea. But yes,
I
wireless earbuds, Bluetooth.
yeah, I know that's kind of cool.
Will that work for you?
Yeah, those are kind of cool.
Okay, but let's look at stuff that you kind of really can use because you have earbuds and stuff that work already,
Yes, I
no?
do. Yes, I do.
But I want to go into a different path here. Now, okay. So search, look, search is in beta. Search doesn't really work all that well. But if I go here, additional items, and I go to clothing, shoes, and jewelry, and now we look at, is your shoe size, does it fall into girls or is it women's?
No, it's women's. It's like 7 to 8, and sometimes
Okay.
more like always it's a 7.5.
Okay. Because I know Olivia used to shop girls' shoes.
Yeah. Well,
In
she's
addition to women's, because she was so small her feet that
yeah,
this
she's
was
tiny.
yeah. So she had to shop. Sometimes she found stuff that would fit for her in the girls. Okay,
Yeah.
but
No,
now we've got woman, and did I click on woman already? Yeah. Okay. So now though, some of this stuff here might not show up in the search. The search
right.
is terrible, right? So so I don't know. You just tell me to stop if you see something. I'm going to go fairly quickly because there's a lot of items. This will be all day. This is a
Okay.
very slow, time-consuming business. This, right? So,
Yeah. No.
this is jewelry so far. The head thing. So there's 18 pages of this, but it goes fairly quick if you just kind of scroll. So we're just looking for
Yeah.
stuff and seeing. Actually, I saw some boots that were really nice just before you
Oh, see,
came
we
on.
don't have a yeah, and we don't have a around here boots are just they're just it's either sandals or barefoot tennis shoes, just because
Oh, oh,
our weather
oh,
is that beachy. Well, that's pretty,
oh.
Nicholas.
Where? Which one?
Scroll back up a little bit, go slow. There was it looked like it was white. Um, right there. It's the
Oh.
Zinju crystal necklace. That's
Okay,
kind of
tell me.
pretty.
Okay, so to tell me where it is, it would be bottom row, right?
Right there. You
Bottom row,
got your
right.
mouse on it.
That's
Yeah.
the way. That's the way to get me to get there quickly, right? Zenju necklace, woman, gold colored, adjustable chain. Okay, so large stone. Yeah, you like this? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
All right. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Wonderful. I hope so. Spiritual healing stone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
We'll keep
You
going.
know, it's
I never tried to order jewelry before. Yeah.
I wonder. Okay, keep going. That's cool. Okay, that bracelet that's let me
Okay.
see
So
right there. Yeah.
from the right. This one?
Yeah. Yeah, that
That's a
one.
bracelet, I guess.
Let's see what that one says.
Handmade triple protection bracelet, natural black ops, tiger's eye, hematite beads, healing crystal bracelet for women. Oh. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try it. Again, yeah, at this point in time, I struggle to find stuff to buy. I can do 3 things a day, and it's really hard. So, there's colors, blue and black.
Probably the blue and black.
Blue and black. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
So, at
See
this
what it
point in
says.
time, I'm happy to get whatever. Now, I wonder if, yeah, I've had days like this where it's like whatever I clicked on, nothing worked. So, and you have to
Yep.
look carefully. See, this is for the watch strap, not the watch. There
Yep.
are there are like sport watches. There's one that does. I got one that got like heartbeat and heart rate and all that. So,
Mm-hmm.
occasionally. But yeah, this is not quite a sandal slipper, no.
No, I couldn't wear those. I would break my leg.
All right. Anyway, this is kind of cool though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
nice
that?
look. But,
Wait. Okay, go down. There was a keychain there.
I have to go back 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look at the clothing too. You see?
You know what? I'm not going to buy clothing yet because as rapidly as the weight is coming off, I can't justify buying clothes
Ah, right.
just to have
Okay.
them not fit
I
again
don't want to
next
get
month.
a keychain. Seems like such a waste, but if you really want it,
Okay.
fine.
Well, no, it's just that the one that I've got, um, it's really quite cumbersome. That's all.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
just put
Well,
up with it.
I see. I see. Okay. So would this work then?
I'm looking here.
It's a
Not from
wristlet
the,
tassel earring.
no, I wouldn't use it. No, it's not what I was
Yeah,
looking for. Okay.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I'm looking for
that's the
one of those.
key is usability, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Jewelry. You wear it, so that's usable, right? Yeah. 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 So, uh,
Oh, yeah. I always wear jewelry.
well, so there might be stuff that you could get like a jacket because you can always get a jacket that's too big, no? Or not?
Well, that's true. Or a hoodie.
Yeah. All right.
Is
So
hoodie what?
I don't know. All right. Well, let's just
Is
keep going. If
hoodie?
stuff jumps, it'll jump. I mean,
Yeah.
um, jewelry. You gotta. It's just gotta jump at you.
Yeah. Wait. Go back. There was a Baroque ring right there. Is that what
Ring.
is that? Where it says, look at the heart necklace right there, right where you have that. Is that a ring?
So, this one, yeah,
Yeah. Is that a
Baroque.
ring?
Oh, I don't know what this is. Let's see. Freshwater pearls, gold-plated leaf design.
That's their earrings. They're
Pearl
pretty.
necklace, pearl earring, pearl ring. I don't know. Is it
Interesting.
like a multi-purpose thing?
Well, it almost looks like it's an earring with the picture that they've got. Yeah, they're earrings.
Earring. Yeah, it's an earring. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really a unique design. Awfully big though. So no.
Yeah. 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 Heavy, big earrings give you headaches and stretch your
Yeah, they
ears and
do.
do stuff.
They
So,
do.
oh, good.
So what are the other categories?
Uh, oh, on the side there, but let's go through this to the end because you never know.
Okay.
Sometimes,
That's a pretty
stuff.
bracelet.
Bracelet. This one? No, it's
Now there was a
earrings. This.
bracelet that was
Oh, this with the
nope,
pearl.
scroll up. Nope, scroll up. Um stop. The Barzell 18 karat gold
Oh,
plated
right, right, right.
white evil eye necklace. Evil eye. I wonder why would they call it evil eye? That's kind of silly. Nah.
Because, yeah, because they got these eyes on. That's why you have to look at the
Yeah, I don't
close-up
like
pic.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
The small pictures can
That
look
would
really fun, but then you go
that
close
would
in.
creep me out.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that would creep me out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's the boot that I saw
Oh,
earlier. I think this is a very nice looking boot. These two, right? Aren't they cool boots?
oh, they are. Yeah, they are.
You wouldn't be able to wear them, really?
No, because there's no place around here to wear them. I mean,
How do you mean there's no
it's
place I
wet.
don't understand. Like if you go shopping, you can't wear this?
Um, Not really, no, because I mean, it's just it would almost be too hot for here.
Oh,
It's really crazy.
oh,
We live in nothing but like a lot of humidity. Right now we've got a little bit of cold weather, but it's unusual. And normally it's in the like wintertime, it's 70s to 80s
wow.
and very humid.
But look at these boots.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah,
I
they're
think
pretty
these are
awesome.
really cool. I mean, if I could buy them for me, I'd buy them for me, but I can't.
No, they are. They're really nice.
I don't want to be wasteful. I mean, this is
Oh, I
key. I
know.
mean, I'm
I
about
know.
because of impeccability. So, I'm
Yeah.
I'm very scrupulous, and it's just like at this point, it's can't be any other
Oh,
way,
wait.
right? So
That's
what?
cool. That cell phone purse.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. Okay, so
That's a cool idea.
right, but this is now in the fashion. We can look in cell phone accessories and stuff, and there's
Okay.
lots of cell phone stuff. But I mean, this is actually I'm now that I'm looking at this, I haven't really seen this in the cell phone category. So you can put it on your
That's
belt as well instead of the strap,
yep.
the shoulder. You see?
Yep.
So
That is really practical.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if we can get that. Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Yippee! Your product
Really?
request. Yep. There you see success.
Right on.
Yeah. All right. So we got one thing. Okay. Okay. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? We'll just keep going and we keep trying. All right. I think these are fascinating, right? The pumping bras.
The nursing bras, yeah, those are interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. But not just nursing, but we're actually pumping out of it, right? That looks like
Okay.
nice.
Now, I was going to say, now
By the
that purse
way,
right
I'm,
there,
I'm a very good fashion consultant for women's fashion. Isn't that nice? The
that one
color
is
you can't
pretty. It
quite see.
is.
Yeah, just
But oh, it's
it's
velvet. No.
being ostentatious. You know what I mean? Like this. Okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of yes, it's nice, but it's very specific. And, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, every woman needs to have that kind of a dress, but not every woman can wear this kind of a dress. But this is,
No,
you
they
know what I
can't.
mean? Like you can wear it. So it's just nice. I thought
The purse.
so. Well, we got, in the fashion, you see how the boots kind of crept in there. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And we didn't see boots, it wasn't there. And then all of a sudden we saw them. So that's sort of what I'm
Hmm.
going for, is to look for the stuff that sort of sticks out. And I've only got one more thing to get now. So we can leave off the fashion stuff and go to another category. There's tons of
Yes. Go
categories.
to another category. Yes.
Okay. Because, we
Yep.
already
You can pick
got
a
this, and
category.
yeah, there might be more stuff, but we can look in. I just want to
Yeah.
get to the top page here. Oh,
You
it's
can do
just loading.
cell
All right.
phone,
So
electronics,
yeah, so one good category that is kind of neat is, and I look through this
home and
category every
kitchen.
day, is this in home and kitchen, but specifically kitchen and dining, because they got a lot of other stuff too, right?
They have cool
Because
stuff.
like
See, that's my
kitchen
favorite kind
appliances.
of shopping is, yeah.
Say
No,
again?
my favorite kind of shopping is kitchen shopping.
Oh, okay.
It
So
is. It absolutely is.
again, a lot of weird stuff in here, like espresso paper filters and things that belong, like, well, cord organizers. They have a great fondness for cord organizers. Why the hell, I don't know, but you know, so it's a lot of like odd stuff. So again, I'm going to scroll fairly quickly because a lot of the stuff is just,
A
but
chopper.
if
Do
you
they
if
have
you
a
if you put
chopper?
a bit of persistence, there's some appliances that are nice, right?
I was gonna say, do they
And
have any choppers?
choppers. What do you mean choppers?
Well, they used to sell them where they were like the precursor to the food processor.
Ah, ah.
Um, wait, coffee
What?
stirrer, huh? That's kind of cool. A spoon
Yeah,
does the same thing.
exactly. I mean, why you would want to specifically buy that if you have spoons or
Yeah,
knives or any other things around your house, I have no idea, but okay.
yeah.
So these are very popular. These silicon things for the air fryers. So if you
I don't
have
have
an
an air
air,
fryer.
you don't have an air
Yeah, no, I
fryer.
don't have it. Uh-uh,
Yeah,
no.
me
I don't have
neither.
the space for
But
one.
okay, so here's something that would be very cool to get, but I've been trying to get it, and look what happens. Every time it just does this. It doesn't load. So I haven't been able to
Oh,
get that.
because it's
I have a
yeah,
rice
because
cooker.
it's not up for
Yeah.
not up for
Well, I
sale
just
right now.
didn't list it properly or whatever. So, but I'll keep
Yeah.
trying this. Do you have a rice cooker?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, because
All
I
right.
just cook mine in a pot.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
know.
way I've
But
always
but
done it.
sometimes it's easy, the rice cooker. I don't know. I love the rice cooker. I don't know. You know why I like it? Because on the pot I've got to patient, and I get all involved with stuff, and then the stuff cooks over. So yeah, that's why I like the rice cooker. I can put it on, and then it's ready. It switches itself off and it keeps itself warm, and then I can use it whenever. So
You know what I
rice
need for
cooker.
my kitchen?
What's that?
New spatulas and spoon sets. Like that call
Okay,
for cooking.
there might be some here. There might be some. So keep an eye open. Keep an eye open for that.
Okay.
I did see some spatulas and spoon sets. This is unfortunately a kid's knife set. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is, I don't know. This is for cappuccino or something. I don't know, some fiddly nonsense thing. So okay, but
Yeah.
let's keep an eye out for spatulas. And okay, if you do mason jar stuff, this is actually pretty cool. I don't know if you ever use
What is
stuff
that
in
one
mason
for?
jars, but these are, you
I
get,
use them for storage.
Oh. Well, what this is you get the lids, and you see it's a lid with a little valve on the lid, and then you use this thing, which is like a plunger. And essentially, what you're doing is you're pulling out the air, right? And you make it a vacuum seal. But that's only if you like
Oh,
do
okay.
serious masoning. I mean,
No, no, I don't. I haven't done, I
right.
don't
But
have the
still,
space for
if
that.
it's a cool thing, if you do, use mason jars for preserves and stuff, that's a cool item. I'm going to ask Erica Jane if
Hey,
I think
yeah, I
she
was gonna
might.
say, to give you an
Yeah.
idea of the space in my kitchen, my bathroom is bigger than my kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you on a small kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here now.
Okay,
There we
what
go.
now?
I'm touching my hot plate on my kitchen counter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, it's an RE, I mean, it's a big RE, but,
Yeah.
everything is small in the RE. So,
Yeah.
I like it. I like that compactness. It works for me. It's great. So, but anyway, we'll look for stuff that we can use. So spatulas, that's something for sure. Okay. Oh. I want a kettle, but I want the electric kettle that switches itself off. So let me
Yeah.
just go back and see. I mean, that looked like
Go
a
back.
stove kettle.
Yeah, go back.
Uh,
Where is it?
yeah, it's here. It's right here. Yeah. Well, these are nice with a whistle on like these, and I've had these, but I don't actually use my stove. I use it as countertop space. My
Yeah,
bread
that's
maker's on
not,
top of it.
yeah,
But
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 that one's
yeah,
not
this not.
electric.
No, I mean, I have a hot plate that I use instead of the stove, but it's not electric,
Yeah.
right?
But
There
that's a nice
was
kettle
one.
though.
I saw one, but I couldn't buy it. It wasn't available. It was very nice
Right.
because mine does work, but man, it when I pour, it leaks. It makes no,
Yeah.
it comes off the tip of the thing and goes down. It's like, how do you design a kettle that you can't pour from properly? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad, but it works. So I've had it for a long time too. It does work a lot. So, but we'll keep looking. We'll keep looking. Yeah. Cupping spoon. No, that's just the spoon. So sometimes you got to look. It's just they show one thing from a set.
Yeah.
A pepper or manual coffee grinder. Okay. If you grind your coffee, they had electric coffee bean grinder. I don't know if you.
Oh, I have one. I have one that
Oh,
I
you
use.
have
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Now look, they posted all those kettles at the bottom of the page for you.
Say again.
They said if you look at the bottom of the page, they had a whole line of kettles posted for you.
Oh, right. Yeah, but that's to buy. So this one,
Oh,
now
okay.
again, I keep trying to get it just for the fun of it, but it never loads. Yeah,
Oh, bummer.
yeah. I keep trying though. Every time I see it, I try. Who knows? Maybe they figure it out and they fix it at some point. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, when people hear you do this, they think it's all great and wonderful, but you see the reality of it now. I
Oh,
mean,
well,
and not
yeah.
that. Okay, I've got lots of patience. So I have gotten a few things which are useful to me. None of it
Uh-huh.
is stuff that I actually would have spent money on to buy, but doesn't mean it's
Right.
not useful. Like a new webcam. In my
Yeah.
webcam works okay, but it's a bit out of focus, and it doesn't have I have to adjust it on with software. This has a remote, so it's just an upgrade. It's a little nicer, a little better microphone and stuff. This is a newer model, so that's relatively useful to me. I'm trying to think, what else did I get that's actually useful. Well, I'm getting a new keyboard, which is useful.
Okay, that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Trying to think what else now. Well, I guess that's about it. I got a bunch of stuff, but I got a nice shirt that I haven't worn yet. But okay, again, I don't really need those. You know, I got tons of clothing. Anyway, let's keep looking. So yeah, it's kind of interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Oh, I did get stuff that I do use. They little portable lights,
Wait, there it
and
is.
you recharge them with a USB, but they last a long time. They LED lights, and I can move it around, use it as a flashlight because my light in my bedroom uh, the lamp next to the bed. Well, it's too high anyway. Um,
Hmm.
it doesn't work properly. So I have to the light switch is just out of reach that I have to essentially get pretty much halfway out of bed to put the light off at night, and that's a bother, you know.
Oh,
So I
bummer.
got this little lamp, and I can put it right close to me, and I can just put my hand out and put it off, and that's it, you know. So
Yeah.
without getting cold. That's something that I did get that was useful. All right, well, let's keep going. Mason jar, vacuum sealer again. But yeah, so it's sort of interesting stuff, and I got a little camera, but a standalone,
Yeah.
digital camera, little small one. It's very very sophisticated, but again, can I really need it and use it? All right, maybe if I go and do stuff for Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and I want to go outside, it's better than the phone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I can maybe, yes, the coffee, the bean
Oh, that
grinder.
coffee bean grinder. Yeah.
Again, I just doesn't matter to me. It
Oh,
seems like
wow.
what? Wow, on
Okay.
what?
Oh, nothing. That's a thermometer. I don't need that. I thought it was one of those drink mixers.
Oh no,
It's a
digital.
meat
Yeah,
thermometer. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't need one of those.
Right, right.
I
So,
don't feel
in this
enough need to
category, one
justify
has to
that.
just be patient because in this one, the stuff that you see, we're on page 8 now. Oh, I got 11
Mhm.
pages, but it's a lot of stuff. But now and then something will pop up, you see, and then those are kind of cool. So, vacuum sealer, which I don't think you have a need for, but you never know. Uh,
No.
what is this? Oh, you see, a lot of them they show
It's
the
hot.
instruments, but it's the rack. No, it's the rack.
Yeah, that's a rack. Hmm.
Right. So you have to kind of look really carefully. Again, see, this is the rack, not the bottles. That's very
Yes.
common. That's very common. Oh, this is actually glass bowls, which is very interesting. That's uncommon. But I doubt if you
I,
need bowls, but you never know.
no, I've got plenty of those.
Yeah. Yeah. That's stuff that most people already have, stuff you kind of get when you're setting up, a
Uh-huh.
meal. So. Oh, that's something that I will use when I get it. I actually got some mugs, not these different ones, because the mug
Right.
I have is very large, and I don't even fill it to the top. I like do halfway or 2/3, but it's still too much. So
Right.
I want a smaller mug, and it's a nice shape too. So I got some of those. Anyway, let's keep looking. Because also in the looking,
Hey,
it
Rick,
it
oh, that's
stimulates.
a rack, isn't it? Nope, that's an organizer.
Yeah, sink organizer.
Yep.
Are you interested in that?
I don't know. It depends on what size it is because I've got a very limited counter space.
Yeah, I also got a very small. This goes in the second sink, no? Oh no, no,
Oh,
no. This is
no.
under sink organizer and
Yeah, no, thank
storage.
you. No,
No, no, yeah. So, yeah, I mean it's very specialized. A lot of the stuff you gotta really pay
it sure
attention.
is.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why they're here.
Hmm.
Because it's so special. Look at this. These are the caps for the bottles.
Yeah, and it's hard to move some of these items because it's like, do I really need it? But
Right. But I mean, they
kind of
just
like this.
they do it to get more reviews, and I guess when they have more reviews, people see them as opposed to the ones that have less reviews, because the Amazon algorithm does favor things with more reviews. It really does make a
Yes, it
difference.
does.
So that's why they do it, because this is all donated by you have to apply to be a vendor to apply to this program. That you can apply.
Ah, okay.
I mean, it doesn't cost Amazon anything.
Right.
So it's quite interesting. Now, I don't know with the shipping though. I mean, because they ship at Amazon. I don't know if they just include it with their shipping, or not, or they
Well, that's
only
kind of
pick
cool.
people that are on. Yeah, I mean, they may only. One of the criteria is you need to be on an Amazon shipping route. Like when I
Ah,
get
yeah.
stuff from Amazon now, it doesn't come post office or UPS. The Amazon delivery delivers it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so no spatulas, but it may be
Nope,
in a
that's it.
different. Well, we said kitchen and dining, home decor,
Uh-huh.
event and party, bath, vacuum, heating, cooling, bedding, wall art, storage and organization, furniture. No, they don't have another category. I mean, I don't know. We
Right.
can look in any of these categories. You tell me. This is the top category, so we can just go through and see.
Um, I can't think of any other place that it would be. Um, but tools and home
Well, I
improvement,
mean,
you
just
can.
any categories that appeal to you. Uh, you know,
Oh, okay. Um, let's see.
I
Yeah,
mean that
look at tools and
home
home
and kitchen
improvement.
is the top level category. You know,
Yeah, but that's a
so
combination. But all the other ones,
these are
yeah,
subcategories, right? So now
yes,
tools and home
exactly.
improvement. You want to look in there. There'll be a lot of subcategories.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look in
Um,
electronic. Well, anyway, I don't
sure.
care.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Or what about appliances?
Where did you see appliances?
Way down at the bottom.
Ah, okay. Let's see. Only 49 items in appliances. Let's see.
Oh, these are like real appliances.
Well, it's all parts for
Maybe.
appliances for the most part. Yeah.
Oh, I
Uh,
see. Okay.
yeah, it's really wild how this works. And I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this is a dud category because I've looked in it
Yeah.
before and it's all stuff like this, which is quite
Yep.
useless. So yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, the like the appliance, the rice cooker that was under home and kitchen. So anything for the
What
car,
about anything what?
for the car,
No, nothing for my car. You can go
anything for
to,
CJ maybe.
well, that's what I was just looking at different categories.
Well, the clothing,
Maybe,
shoes, and jewelry. We looked only in women's, but we can look
okay,
in
look in
boys.
men's, boys or
Oh,
men's. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's look boys first because there's not very much in
Sure.
boys. Dress
That would be
shoes.
cool.
The dress shoes, really? Wow, that's
No,
interesting.
no, 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 no. I
Oh,
was just saying it would be cool to look in here. No,
oh, I see. Oh. Okay. Well, jockstrap. No, I don't
no,
think you need this. So,
no.
yeah.
He's actually been interested in wanting jewelry. So,
In jewelry,
hmm
angel wing medallion necklace, guardian angel coin pendant.
that's kind of cool.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
that's
get this
very
and give it
cool.
to him as a Christmas gift. So maybe don't say
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah, that's cool.
Coin, just faith and hope. Is this silver or gold?
It just says silver.
Okay. Well, it's all plated, of course, but who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's try this and see. Oh, you can get it in. Oh, well.
Oh,
So,
just the one. But that's pretty.
yeah. Success. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. So I
Okay,
don't. I
wow.
got you get 3 things a day. So that's my 3 for the day. I already got something
Well, that's
early.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
but
is
still,
cool.
that's cool.
So I'll just keep it in mind, and if you do come, like, okay, the slippers, I'll keep in, if it pops up, because I do scroll sometimes sort of randomly. I just scroll in general rather than going into the categories,
Yeah,
and the spatulas. You did mention the spatulas. That's something I'll look
yeah.
for too. All
But
right,
that's
very
really
cool.
cool.
Very, yeah. It's very
Awesome.
time consuming though. It takes ages to do this, and then of course
Oh,
you got to
it
leave
can be.
previews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, what does this here? What does this here? Look.
Hold on a second. What are you talking about? Look
Silicon
at,
bachelor set.
yeah. Yeah, there you go. That.
It's too late now. So
Oh, bummer.
yeah. Well, I mean, I know it exists though. You see. So
Yeah.
that's what I said. I thought
Wow, is
I'd.
it coming down?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, heat resistance. Now, what these things though for me. Well, this is, you can be the test for it. They bend too much for my liking, but some people like it.
Yeah. No,
Would this
yeah, the bending too much, the bending would bother me.
Yeah. Okay. I like rigid stuff. This bendy
Yes, so do I.
scrap, no. It's who
Yeah,
the hell? It's like, come on, dude.
no.
I mean, they make spoons that you're supposed to stir with, and the thing it's like, what the hell? Where I really saw
Yeah.
this bendy crap that drove me crazy was in a toilet brush.
Oh, I don't like that. No,
You
no.
can't put
The
any
feather
pressure. The
dusters.
bends.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
what
And
toilets are
same
you
thing with,
cleaning? Yeah.
yeah, same thing with feather dusters. I don't like it when they've got those bendable necks. It's like, stop it.
It's like,
I want
but
it
I
how I
mean,
want it.
yeah. I mean, I just was astounded at, like, you can't use the thing. I mean, you can only do light.
Right,
That's it. It's like you just like it doesn't work anyway. But that's me.
right.
That's me. Maybe that's why they
Okay.
want me to review, because I have this perspective. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. Talking about toilets, the brainwave not so long ago. Yeah, I was seeing an ad on TV for non-stick pans, and I
Hmm.
noticed the price was, it come down a lot, and also the non-stick is really improved from when it first came out. It wasn't all that non-stick when it first came out, but now it really is non-stick. And I thought, why not make non-stick toilets?
Non-stick toilets. I wish.
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
Yeah, that would be an
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. I think this would be
That
a
really
great
would
product.
be.
Yeah, I have plenty.
I
I used to write these ideas down, and I gave up after a while because I never had the resources to do anything about it. And eventually, I just saw them happen anyway.
Hmm.
And typically they were like huge ideas. Well,
Yeah.
okay, it's not that big enough idea, but still, it takes a lot of money to get a new product to market. Anyhow,
Uh,
so we will
I
never
hear
know,
you.
though. Never know. You never know. Okay,
All
brilliant.
right.
All right.
I got to go make some lunch for him and
Yes, yes. Did you
just
try the
kind
side
of figure
hug, by
out
the
what we're
way?
doing.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah, I
using
did.
that? And use it regularly. Use it regularly.
Yes.
It, it
Yes.
it implies a lot. It implies a lot. You at my
It does.
side. We partners.
Yep.
We friends. We're on the same team. We're on the same side.
Yeah.
Very big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful show.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay. Some of this I'll just have to just send in an email, just
Yeah.
because. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
anyway.
Context,
Okay.
attunement, everything.
Very
Yeah.
good.
A lot of
Yep.
stuff for today. Context shifting, etc. Wonderful stuff.
All
Wonderful.
right.
All right. See
Thank
you
you
in
for
us.
today. All right.
On
Yep. Oh,
Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a live at 9 a.m. your time.
mm. Okay. What's that
Okay.
on? Yeah.
It's a live with John. Basically
Oh,
an
okay.
interview. Yeah. So that's why it's on
Cool.
Wednesday, 'cause that was his timing.
And it's going to be on
So
will it be on the page?
yes, in group, right? And
Okay.
this is what you're seeing on screen here now. Is I'm busy making the event with him, right? So
Cool.
John Cooper,
Okay.
and he shares in group and comments every night. But anyway, so
Yes.
just want to let you know, though, it's 9 o'clock your time. So either come
Okay.
before
Sounds
or
good.
after. Either way is fine. Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably watch the live and we'll probably get on with you after the live. How's that?
Okay.
So,
Okay. So after the
okay.
live would be 11 your time then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Good. I just wanted to let you know. Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, that works out good though, because I've got we have an appointment 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Oh, right. Oh,
with the
gee, so that's
appointment and
perfect then.
then
Wow. All
yeah.
right. Well,
So it worked
that's
out good.
perfect. Okay. Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful. I love it when
it
the
did.
universe things work out like this. So
It
making
sure does.
sense. How does this make sense? And that question, sorry, to get back to it. When we
Yeah.
look
How
at
does
things
this make
that
sense?
make sense to us, we need to paradigm shift.
Yeah, I
We have
believe
to
so.
context shift like crazy. We have to perceive from the universe's context, because the universe is trying to get you to think in ways that you never would have thought of thinking of. Right?
Yeah, it's been doing that a lot to me lately.
Exactly.
So
Everything we know is wrong.
throw
Every
out
now and
what
then,
I
I
know.
throw everything out and put it back together again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Powerful. Right. Wonderful show. Wonderful, wonderful. You have a fantastic day.
Okay.
Say hi
You
to
too.
CJ.
You too. I'll talk
Very
to you
good.
soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ah,
Sure. I didn't speak to the president about this directly, but I communicated people like Eric Hirschman that it was my view that it was important that the president put out some kind of message in advance of the event. Mr. Hirschman said that he had made the same, recommendation directly to the president.
Wow, you've gotten an upgrade.
Yeah. The public will be able to review this in the transcript and see the perspective Eric Hirschman gave before we took her picture testimony. Despite having knowledge of the threats of violence presented by the crowd gathered on January 6th, President Trump gave an incendiary speech, declaring without basis that the election had been stolen and encouraging his supporters to fight like hell. And during the speech and immediately thereafter, President Trump stated his intention to travel to the Capitol with his supporters in an effort to influence the joint session. The Select Committee has developed evidence indicating that President Trump did, in fact, intend to go to the Capitol on the afternoon of January 6th, and that he repeatedly expressed that intention during the afternoon and in the days prior. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Young woman yields back. Sher recognizes as a young woman from Virginia. This is Gloria for an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All of President Trump's efforts came to a head on the afternoon of January 6th. Standing on the stage of the ellipse, President Trump told tens of thousands of angry supporters that the election was stolen, that they had the power to change that if they marched to the Capitol, and that they wouldn't have a country anymore if the presidency was taken away from him. He told them he would be there with them. And then, as the crowd descended on the Capitol, President Trump watched it on television. Despite pleas from his senior advisors, from lawmakers on the Hill, and from his own children, President Trump would not issue a public statement, instructing his supporters to disperse and leave the Capitol. Mr. Trump's failures spanned the period from 1:10 p.m., when his speech ended, and he instructed his supporters to march to the Capitol, to 4:17 p.m., when he finally, begrudgingly, told his supporters to go home. For 187 minutes, he actively disregarded his constitutional obligation to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. As we've established through months of investigation, that is because the mob wanted what President Trump wanted, to impede the peaceful transition of power. These are the Select Committee's findings about President Trump's dereliction of duty. From the outset of the violence, and for several hours that followed, people at the Capitol, people inside President Trump's administration, elected officials of both parties, members of President Trump's own family, and even Fox News commentators were sympathetic to President Trump, all tried to contact the White House to urge him to do one singular thing, the one thing that all of these people immediately understood was required: instruct his supporters to leave the Capitol. The president repeatedly refused to leave as he watched the violence at the Capitol on television. During the day, the president never spoke with National Guard, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, or any law enforcement agency. At no point during the day, or any other, did he issue any order to deploy any law enforcement agency to assist. Multiple witnesses, including President Trump's White House counsel, testified to these facts. Two White House employees who had been speaking directly with President Trump stated that he didn't want anything done. The president was making phone calls that afternoon, but they weren't law enforcement officials. Rather, President Trump continued to call his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. Both President Trump and Mr. Giuliani spoke with congressional leaders, even after the violence had begun, to encourage them to continue delaying the session. Approximately 3 hours after being informed of the violence at the Capitol, hours during which, as our evidence has shown, Donald Trump sat in his dining room and watched the violence on television, the president released a video statement in which he again repeated that the election was stolen, told his supporters at the Capitol that he loved them, and ultimately suggested that they disperse. The statement had an immediate impact on elements of the crowd, many of whom who had testified that it led them to depart the Capitol. At 6:01 p.m., President Trump, in his last tweet of the day, he did not condemn the violence. Instead, he attempted to justify it. These are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away, he wrote. Remember this day forever. There's no doubt that President Trump thought that the actions of the rioters were justified. In the days after January 6th, he spoke to several different advisors, and in those conversations, he minimized the seriousness of the attack. Here's new testimony from another one of President Senior's advisors, Kellyanne Conway.
You said you talked to the president the next day. Tell us about that conversation.
Yeah, I don't think it was very long. I just said that was just a terrible day. I'm working on a long statement. I said it's crazy.
What did he say?
No, these people are upset. They're very upset. In the days following the attack, President Trump also expressed a desire to pardon those involved. Since then, he suggested that he will do so if he returns to the Oval Office. In summary, President Trump lit the flame. He poured gasoline on the fire and sat by in the White House dining room for hours watching the fire burn. And today, he still continues to fan those flames. That is his extreme dereliction of duty. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Young woman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Raskin, for an opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you for your extraordinary leadership of this committee. Generations to come will praise you and the Vice Chair for your unswerving devotion to the rule of law. Several months ago, you tasked several of our members in a subcommittee with bringing recommendations to the full committee about potential referrals to the Department of Justice and other authorities based on evidence of criminal and civil offenses that has come to our attention over the course of our investigation. We are now prepared to share those recommendations today. Sher, let me begin with some relevant background considerations for criminal referrals. The dangerous assault on American constitutional democracy that took place on January 6, 2021 consists of hundreds of individual criminal offenses. Most such crimes are already being prosecuted by the Department of Justice. We propose to the committee advancing referrals where the gravity of the specific offense, severity of its actual harm, and the centrality of the offender to the overall design of the unlawful scheme to overthrow the election compel us to speak. Ours is not a system of justice where foot soldiers go to jail and the masterminds and ringleaders get a free pass. Mr. Chairman, as you know, our committee had the opportunity last spring to present much of our evidence to a federal judge, something that distinguishes our investigation from any other congressional investigation I can recall. In the context of resolving evidentiary privilege issues related to the crime fraud doctrine in the Eastman case, U.S. District Court Judge David Carter examined just a small subset of our evidence to determine whether it showed the likely commission of a federal offense. The judge concluded that both former President Donald Trump and John Eastman likely violated two federal criminal statutes. This is the starting point for our analysis today. The first criminal statute we invoke for referral, therefore, is Title 18, Section 1512C, which makes it unlawful for anyone to corruptly obstruct, influence, or impede any official proceeding of the United States government. We believe that the evidence described by my colleagues today and assembled throughout our hearing warrants a criminal referral of former President Donald violations of this statute. The whole purpose and obvious effect of Trump's scheme were to obstruct, influence, and impede this official proceeding, the central moment for the lawful transfer of
Resting
power
in your
in
right.
the United States. Second, we believe that there is more than sufficient evidence to refer former President Donald J. Trump, John Eastman, and others for violating Title 18, Section 371. This statute makes it a crime to conspire to defraud the United States. In other words, make an agreement to impair, obstruct, or defeat the lawful functions of the United States government by deceitful or dishonest means. Former President Trump did not engage in a plan to defraud the United States acting alone. He entered into agreements, formal and informal, with several other individuals who assisted him with his criminal objectives. Our report describes in detail the actions of numerous co-conspirators who agreed with and participated in Trump's plan to impair, obstruct, and defeat the certification of President Biden's electoral victory. That said, the subcommittee does not attempt to determine all of the potential participants in this conspiracy, as our understanding of the role of many individuals may be incomplete even today because they refuse to answer our questions. We trust that the Department of Justice will be able to form a far more complete picture through its own investigation. Third, we make a referral based on Title 18, Section 1001, which makes it unlawful to knowingly and willfully make materially false statements to the federal government. The evidence clearly suggests that President Trump conspired with others to submit plates of fake electors to Congress and the National Archives. We believe that this evidence we set forth in our report is more than sufficient for a criminal referral of former President Donald J. Trump and others in connection with this offense. As before, we don't try to determine all of the participants in this conspiracy, many of whom refuse to answer our questions while under oath. We trust the Department of Justice will be able to form a more complete picture through its own investigation. The fourth and final statute we invoke for referral is Title 18, Section 2383. The statute applies to anyone who incites, assists, or engages in insurrection against the United States of America, and anyone who gives aid or comfort to an insurrection. An insurrection is a rebellion against the authority of the United States. It is a grave federal offense, anchored in the Constitution itself, which repeatedly opposes insurrections and domestic violence, and indeed uses participation in insurrection by office holders as automatic grounds for disqualification from ever holding public office again at the federal or state level. Anyone who incites others to engage in rebelling, assists them in doing so, or gives aid and comfort to those engaged in the insurrection is guilty of a federal crime. The committee believes that more than sufficient evidence exists for a criminal referral of former President Trump for assisting or aiding and comforting those at the Capitol who engaged in a violent attack on the United States. The committee has developed significant evidence that President Trump intended to disrupt the peaceful transition of power under our Constitution. The President has an affirmative and primary constitutional duty to act to take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Nothing could be a greater betrayal of this duty than to assist in insurrection against the constitutional order. The complete factual basis for this referral is set forth in detail throughout our report. These are not the only statutes that are potentially relevant to President Trump's conduct related to the 2020 election. Depending on evidence developed by the Department of Justice, the president's actions could certainly trigger other multiple members of Congress speak with us about issues critical to this attack on the 2020 election and our system of constitutional democracy. None agreed to provide that essential information. As a result, we took the significant step of issuing them subpoenas based on the volume of information particular members possessed about one or more parts of President Trump's plan to overturn the election. None of the subpoena members complied, and we are now referring 4 members of Congress for appropriate sanction by the House Ethics Committee for failure to comply with lawful subpoenas. Mr. Chairman, we understand the gravity of each and every referral we are making today, just as we understand the magnitude of the crime against democracy that we describe in our report. But we have gone where the facts and the law lead us, and inescapably, they lead us here. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, in light of these facts, I ask unanimous consent the chairman be directed to transmit to the United States Department of Justice relevant select committee records in furtherance of these criminal referrals.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now yield back.
Chairman yields back. Pursuant to notice, I now call up Select Committee's final report pursuant to Section 4A of House Resolution 503. The clerk shall designate the report.
Final report of the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol.
Without objection, the report will be considered read and open to amendment at this point. I now recognize the gentlewoman from Virginia, Ms. Gloria, for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee favorably report to the House the Select Committee's final report, which includes the committee's legislative recommendation and criminal referral of Donald J. Trump and others, pursuant to Section 4A of House Resolution 503.
The question is on the motion to favorably report to the House. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, I request a recorded vote.
A recorded vote is requested. Clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Cheney?
Aye.
Ms. Cheney, aye. Ms. Loughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Loughlin, aye. Mr. Sher?
Aye.
Mr. Sher, aye. Mr. Aguilar? Aye. Mr. Aguilar, aye. Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy, aye. Mr. Rathman?
Aye.
Mr. Rathman, aye. Mrs. Loria?
Aye.
Mrs. Loria, aye. Mr. Kinzinger? Kinzinger, aye. Mr. Kinzinger, aye.
How is the chair recorded?
Mr. Chairman, you are now recorded.
Chair votes aye.
Mr. Chairman, aye.
The clerk will report the vote.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, there are 9 ayes and 0 noes.
The motion is agreed to. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Without objection, staff is authorized to make any necessary technical or conforming changes to the report to reflect the actions of the committee. Chair requests those in the hearing room remain seated until the Capitol Police have escorted members of the room. There being no further business, without objection, the Select Committee stands adjourned.
That is the final round. We're going to be on to the Treasurer and Andrea Mitchell covering the January 6th committee vote to adopt the final reporting. Just saw it there. They weren't going to read off the individual referrals for criminal charges that were laid out in the report. Instead, they did it all together in one final vote, with everybody voting aye. Let's put up the referrals to the DOJ for Donald Trump on your screen for a moment as we take you out of this hearing room, just to show you what this means. Obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to make a false statement, incite, assist, or aid, and comfort and insurrection. Those are the referrals from the House Select Committee to the DOJ regarding Donald Trump. Let's bring in our panel with us, Andrea. This again is going to be the first time that Congress makes these referrals on a former president. So our panel back with us, former U.S. Attorney and senior FBI official Tucker Rosenberg, former U.S. Attorney and law professor Joyce Vann, former Assistant FBI Director Frank Figliuzzi, Janelle Harvin, former DC Chief of Homeland Security, and Ari Melber, our Chief Legal Correspondent and host of the feed. So Ari, I'm going to start with you. What do you make of what they laid out? What are your headline thoughts?
This is a huge deal. They just threw the book at Donald Trump. They just named him and his potential co-conspirators. Let's put it, according to the committee, which made the news, and we can also discuss the defenses and replies afforded to Donald Trump and others. But according to the committee, Donald Trump is a felon, an insurrectionist, someone who wanted to riot but just physically couldn't get there. According to the committee, he has co-conspirators in Clark and Eastman, people inside the government who were playing the coup. According to the committee, Donald Trump's purpose and goal in advance was to overthrow the election through any means necessary, violent and otherwise. What's really key here about this factual or charges that they recommend, the DOJ will make up its own mind, is the committee is basically saying, we got you, we have the receipts, we have the video, this all was planned, and that you had a method to do this both violently and this is important, illegally but peacefully, what sometimes is locally known as a bloodless coup. So you take that all together, Katie and Andrea, and what you have here is the complete highest, most aggressive possible case. If you watch the sort of the folks in the room, including I think we're looking at one of the officers talk to reporters and others gathered there. This is the highest possible, most aggressive case you could make. And in terms of the news, if you're watching at home going, okay, all right, I've heard about Donald Trump getting in trouble before, and I've heard this committee throw allegations at him before, the difference now is this does formalize the method of the DOJ to process these referrals, to do its work that's already ongoing with the special counsel probe, and then ultimately to decide whether one or more of these is actionable, is indictable.
Does DOJ want to hear this from them?
That's a great question. I know we have other experts on the panel who can speak to how they feel about that kind of referral, but I can tell you this. Sometimes the best predictor of behavior is behavior. And so the best predictor of how DOJ processes things in this committee, I would argue, are the past four. They don't rubber stamp anything. There were four other individuals through this process already referred for contempt charges. Two of them were effectively not acted on. So in fairness to Mr. Meadows and Scavino, the DOJ took those prior requests and said no. But as we know, two other individuals were indicted. One of them headed to jail, Steve Bannon. So yes, this can matter.
Andrea. And as we were just watching several of the officers, Daniel Hodges walking in, Harry Dunn still there, they were trying to defend the members of Congress and were injured in the process. Some actually with the force because of their injuries. But Harry Dunn still there, and he's been up on the hill and really a celebrated member of the force. They were the original four witnesses back a year before July at the first public hearing, and then of course there was a long lasting to make their testimony and late spring and summer throughout the late spring and summer. Let's bring up some of the other graphics, Jeff Rosenberg, some of the other charges and what they laid out here, because Jeff, what they're talking about Donald Trump and several of the others is that they were aware of it. Donald Trump was aware that he's above the law, that he's beyond explicit checks and balances, but that he intended to personally participate in what happened on the Capitol. That the evidence, certainly from Kathy Hudson and others, was that he wanted to go up to the Hill, and he's only deterred by the Secret Service and was not stopped by members of his own staff, and that he also, that the decision to declare victory, falsely on election night, and unlawfully to call for the vote counting to stop was not spontaneous. It was all premeditated. How important is that? If it was fair to scrutiny of the justice system, if this was not accurate, how important is that to proving some kind of a legal case against them?
Yes, besides caveat, Andrea, if it stands the scrutiny of the Justice Department, extraordinarily important, because what we're talking about something that is not an act intentional. And when I expressed many times that in order to prove a criminal case with these types of criminal statutes, you have to prove intent. It wasn't a mistake, it wasn't an accident, it wasn't negligent, it was done purposefully. And so the number of times that Mr. Trump was told that he had lost, the number of times that Mr. Trump was told that his legal theories were nonsense, that they wouldn't stand up in any court, the number of times that he was told that what he wanted to do was illegal, all of those things even demonstrate his intent. And that's the important part.
Told by his White House counsel, told by significant attorneys.
Where he is being tried, tried in federal court, his attorneys will argue that others, Mr. Eastman, maybe Rudy Giuliani, other sort for telling Mr. Trump that he could contest the election, that he had not lost, that there was a path where Vice President tends to declare him the victor. That all to be left to trial. And that's precisely the type of thing that the Department of Justice has to analyze. What did Mr. Trump know, not to be too cliche, and when did he know it?
There's also testimony, significant testimony, that he was aware that all of those judges, appointed, nominated judges, had rejected all of those things.
That's also correct. Right? There are 5 judges on cases that were litigated in state federal court throughout the country. And Mr. Trump, as far as I know, lost every one of those, maybe with one minor exception on one minor point. And that goes on the other side of the ledger. That is more evidence that he knew that his quest for overturning the election, to receive the electoral of the Congress, to deny the presidency, was all sham. It was part of the scheme. Here, but this is precisely what the committee can do easily in a hearing, and what will be much more difficult for the Department of Justice to do in a federal court.
Some comfort, because you heard him there talking about the protesters, saying that they were angry and they were justifiably angry, talking about how the election was stolen from them. There's testimony saying that he knew that they were armed. Kochek saying that he referred it to Hirschman, to tell Donald Trump not to get violent, to say something about being peaceful in the days leading up to January 6th. Does that account for comfort? Is that comforting insurrectionists? So, Katie, when we read these federal statutes, like the incitement statute, they usually have a lot of verbs in them, a lot of possible actions for the defendant could have taken. And because statutes like this are written to say or, DOJ only has to choose one of those verbs. But the practice is very often is important and appropriate. What we hear this committee is less of an emphasis on summoning the mob to Washington, although they talk about that, and more about his behavior once the violence at the Capitol was underway, his failure to tell the mob to stand down, his refusal in the days leading up to January 6th to counsel peaceful behavior as opposed to violence. And it's something we didn't hear about today, but that featured prominently in the committee hearing, was the fact that Trump knew, because the Secret Service had advised him, that at least some of the people in
they have to give the question and probable cause in their case in order to bring charges. We wanted to proceed in such a way that we could also interpret that these are people where evidence exists that they engage in criminal offenses. Committee is now, I think we've had our last meeting 5 minutes ago, so I don't know what our legacy is going to be. I hope that our legacy will be an unswerving devotion to the facts, the rule of law, and the Constitution. We were charged with dealing an event that is radically unique in American history. Nobody before, much less the president, had ever come so close to overthrowing the presidential election and bypassing the Constitution. That's what we were dealing with. So our greatest legacy, and our most enduring legacy, would be one that is certified by time, which is that we never encounter anything like this again, and that we keep the progress of American democracy.
No man who would behave that way at that moment in time can ever serve in any position of authority in our nation again. He is unfit for any office. Let's talk about that. If these charges result in indictment, the attorney general will be effective. The basis for the special counsel, document, and if it's conviction, that would lead to the 14th Amendment, which would then have to be tested. That would be determined. Our court does not know for minutes president of the state. Yes, they went with insurrection, and yes, as Joyce is saying, you have to just show aid to use violence against the U.S. government, including aid to opposition, but you don't have to show you maybe some conspiracy, which clearly has been a weak point all along. So they went with insurrection. But importantly, they didn't throw out the possibility of a superstitious conspiracy, because there's another bucket called other conspiracy. And in there said, maybe seditious conspiracy too, maybe, and they specifically said, look what happened to the ocean.
wrong, and they can walk down the insurrection. So, again, if you remember back in impeachment, when there was all this talk of, oh, let's be narrow, the Democrats said they were going to keep it tight, we don't want to go too expansive. This kind of is the opposite. The Frank's point or what other folks I'm sure will play in on. They are building a layer cake of government and saying, we got you a little crime, we got the evidence, here DOJ, what are you going to do with that?
When you talk about the underlying evidence, Ari, that at a good point, there's also a lot in there that we didn't hear laid out just now in that hearing or that meeting. And some of it has to do with who was advising Donald Trump and what they were saying when they were under oath. Rudy Giuliani, for instance, under oath said, even though he's been going on about the voting machines being fraudulently tampered with, Giuliani repeatedly claimed in public that the voting machines stole the election. He admitted during his select committee deposition, I do not think the machines stole the election. So while they were going out in public and saying one thing, and Donald Trump was going out in public and saying that same thing over and over again, when they were put under oath, they told the truth. And now, what's interesting is that when they went to court as well, they were not able to argue fraud because you can't lie in court. So they had these public sayings, these in the public court of opinion sayings, when it came down to being accountable for what you're saying under the law, they couldn't afford to do something else.
Absolutely. A lot of those conflicts were made for public consumption to show that crowd to violence. It's clear. The luckily laid out in the case very succinctly over the last few months. Public statements made all the way up to the president that were there to mislead, deceive, and essentially create an environment in which normal citizens would come to the Capitol and feel like this election was stolen and would take up arms. And the final words the president told them is to fight like hell, and they did so.
And I just want to quickly point out that the report also includes instances, in addition to people like Giuliani, they say who admitted things under oath. There were others that they point out in this report today, actually,
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, Liz Cheney made clear that one of the goals, at least in her mind, is making sure that Donald Trump is ever president. That sometimes they go reading, and then also political way. And I think that's where this committee has actually been remarkably successful. Donald Trump is really very damaged at this point, and I think this committee had a big role to play in that. You got to remember.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Darby here. What's up, guys? Zachariah here. We are tuning in today to talk to you about book clubs and writing a book club with AI, specifically for non-fiction. Sharing this video, we can dive in. But before we get into that, if you like this video, if you like our content, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notified as we continue to release more content, as we will. Today, let's dive right on in. Zachariah, kind of while I'm pulling it up and kind of give us a real quick rundown on what book club is, where it fits in, kind of the skinny dive. Absolutely. So a book club, if you're not familiar, is that paragraph that goes on the back of your book. It's also on the inside. It's kind of the first thing that people read to give them an idea of what your book is about. So it's really need to be targeted to the ideal customer, and it also needs to have a great purpose to tie them in. A lot of times it's like a crazy fact, right? 90% of people don't know the book is then it goes into what the things are that they're going to learn from it. Those are two important things, and then generally at the end, it's the hook. So if you give away that paragraph, so a book club, if you're not familiar, is the paragraph that goes on the back of your book. It's kind of on the inside. It's kind of the first thing that people read to give them an idea of what your book is about. So this really needs to be targeted to the ideal customer, and then the need to have a great book at the beginning, tie them in. A lot of times it's with like a crazy fact, right? If you're talking about 90% of people don't know that this exists. Then it goes into what the things that they're going to learn from this book, right? So those are two important things. And then generally at the end, it's the hook. If you think of a paragraph of 4 sentences, you have your fact at the beginning, that one kind of big statement that you're going to make, 1 or 2 sentences about what they're going to learn in the book, what they can expect from the book, and then the last sentence would be your hook, right? Buy this book today, only learn the secrets inside, something along those lines. So we're going to kind of be riffing off of that strategy and that structure, and we're going to be using AI to do it.
Right on. So I'm going to pull it up now using our screen here. So this is going to be the book blurb recipe that you find inside of your Jarvis account. If you link, which we'll have here either below or on our website, somewhere around this video as you guys are watching it. But this is going to be the book blurb recipe that we put together following the same structure. So when you click run right here, it's going to open up inside of your Jarvis account. You can obviously rename the document to whatever you want. And to start here, we're just going to be using the example for like helping people sell on Amazon. Anytime we're going to be starting using one of these Jarvis recipes, we always start with answering these kind of 6 core questions for context that we're giving Jarvis. Jarvis is obviously a robot, and the AI copywriting tool you're using needs context support from whether it's going from like OpenAI, GPT, or another source. The more context you can give it, the more accurate the information that it's going to get out to you that you can use ultimately for content, for your business, for your book, or whatever. So what we want to do over here is basically, right before we get started, and you can see how we structured this recipe. It's going to be based off of the AIDA framework, which is intention, interest, desire, action. We included several commands in here beyond the initial AIDA framework to kind of get your creative juices flowing, and for you to follow that same kind of format for a quick, short, right to the point, compelling book blurb that's going to get somebody's attention to open up your book and dive in a little bit deeper. So I guess for this example today, we're just trying to get off of what we've been using is like Amazon copywriting, consulting. It's nonfiction. Take it for Amazon. If you run a digital marketing agency, if you're a consultant or coach, just insert your own niche and who you serve there, and apply it in a similar manner. So I'm going to use the example of, let's just use it's maybe like the second edition of my first book that will be coming out sometime this year, Amazon copywriting secrets, right? So the purpose of this book, I want to answer and tell Jarvis, what's the concept? Where does it apply? Why does it matter? Who is it for? Like, when is it about to happen? Where is somebody at in the process? And how is it going to happen? So I'm using a tool called Voice In. You can use other kind of dictation tools for that. You just kind of speak it, and then we'll dive right into the AIDA. So on this left-hand side, as you'll see, all right, so we get to start here. This is a book blurb about the book titled Amazon Copywriting Secrets. The book is for Amazon sellers and e-commerce brands that want to sell more products on Amazon. This is important because your Amazon listing is the ultimate salesperson for your products, and people on Amazon are ready to buy. So it's important to capture those sales inside of your Amazon listings while people are shopping, so they purchase from you and not one of your competitors. This is important for seasoned sellers on Amazon, as well as people just getting started. I say like the book, to wrap it up, because I've got about 40 characters left, and this is say the book shows you how to build a $1 million listing.
And Darby already has a really good idea of what his book is about, but as you're working with this recipe, just fill in, answer those questions, right? Each of those sentences, and then copy and paste those sentences into the content. And feel free to clean it up in there too.
Absolutely. You might end up refining the content groups more and more, but this content group almost asks that like kind of North Star direction for like, what's the general topic of the book? I can only tell somebody what this book is about. You want to be able to cover that inside of what you're doing with your content. dial that in for what you're talking about. And once you've done that, so it took us a few minutes to get it done. And now I'm just going to go jump right into the recipe and write the compelling book blurb for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put Control Shift Enter. I am on a PC right now, but Command Shift Enter on Mac. And that's going to essentially, it's going to highlight this command and it's going to tell Jarvis, all right, spit this information out. We've got our first output here, right? So I want a compelling book blurb for this book about the content that we just inputted there. Attention. Ever wondered how to sell more products on Amazon? Intros to come to the right place. This book will show you how to build $1 million listing and get your product in front of million customers who are ready to buy. The author has been selling on Amazon for over 10 years and helped thousands of sellers grow their business by using his copywriting secrets. He knows what works, so he shares his best tips with you in this book. Click here now to get started. Now, before we dive into dissecting this a little bit more, learning more, Zachariah, I want to highlight that this is not true. I have not been selling on Amazon for 10 years. I started selling on Amazon in 2008. Close to 5 years now. But I have been since that time in 2017, 2018, consulting as well as other Amazon sellers and brands and building their website. So what I want to do is essentially just edit it perfect, right? And make sure that it is actually contains what I want it to say. But this is like a good start scratch there. Do you have any comments on this initially, Zachariah?
My initial comments are, you know, if that amazing fact, everyone has sell more products on Amazon, that's very boring. So I would look at how to spice that up. Or maybe even, Darby, we get 3 different outputs and we kind of compare.
I'll do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm using these little things just to kind of block this section off so I know that this is one output. And I'm going to go up and rerun that command. Right? The beauty with this is like technology, not going to hurt anything. So what it is, put out is crap, but we can spit out a few different variations of this and kind of piece them together, even Frankenstein them together, modify it so we get what we really want. So again, want to sell more, this book is pretty good. Kind of reiterates what we were talking about right there. Copy secrets, top sellers. This will teach you all the best writing practices, recommend copy. You'll also know how to write bullet points with power words and phrases. That's good, right? Because this, if you can capture some of the things inside of the images and bullet points, like the description is kind of like fluff as it is there anyway. So it's for extra details on it, but you need to sell people on that top part of the page. That's what's great about Amazon, especially browsing on a desktop, is like everything you need to buy the product is literally right there in front of your face. You shouldn't need to have to scroll. If you do, there's other ways to capture the conversion. There's other reasons people do scroll, but that's a good point there. And so I like this one actually better than the first one, but I like some pieces of the first one that you can fit into this one. I want to get another example just to kind of get three to actually play off of.
Also, if you're finding that the outputs are not even close to what you want, try either tweaking the content description or even changing slightly what you're actually producing. So we're saying write a compelling book for it. Maybe it's just write a book. Or you know, maybe you're changing the title. I find that sometimes these are tweaks go a long way and actually directly.
Absolutely, and it's all about testing that content, and the more comfortable you get with making those little tweaks inside of the software, the faster you'll be able to do it. What might take someone an hour might take you 5 minutes because you're just that comfortable with it. So give it a try and fail forward and think if you want to generate content. If you want to pick up on like, okay, what is the software achieving? Is there like a root that it's catching itself on?
And you can right, and changing the tone, so you could say write an exciting book, right? Or you know, changing what you're asking for.
Just for the fun of it, right? Like let's use the word depressing. That's the only word we're going to change there.
We've had enough depressing in 2020.
just to get an idea if you're going to pull any like words around people being sad about something on Amazon. It's not easy, but it's possible, right? And maybe some tone here. And another thing with the tone is like this one, right? So if you really wanted to get good stuff. But now that I've got 5 like solid book tours, I've really got a much longer edition that I can trim back down easily, quickly, in 15 minutes. I generated a pretty solid idea of like what I can compel and like mold into book blurb. And scrolling down the bottom now with that in mind, I've included, like, now that you've done this, right, like, now if you want to develop this on it, you can split up this like the 4 wheel, right, section 1. All you want to do now is start brainstorming to see the doctors right up there.
It's not reading anything above, when you see those 3 outfits, the AI is not reading anything above it.
So if you're an Amazon seller, then you need to read this book, so you have $1 million, right? If that's me, that might get my attention, right? And so you kind of like play with these sections of doing that. When you go ahead and
there's a new guide in town, and it might just be and it might just be the most detailed book ever conceived for Amazon. That's awesome.
I like that. Yeah. Thanks for saving that one. That's what. See, like this is it's interesting. It's like a thing that book, and now it's like kind of again, you might be experiencing if you're just getting stuff like a bunch of chit chat from all these different places, but nothing serious and actionable. And that's what this book can give action steps, specific guidance to sell to your very own.
That's amazing. That's probably my favorite one. The new guide. So we got catching one sentence up, a little more than one sentence. That Jarvis the idea.
I was at the mall the other day when I overheard him talking to her friend. We spent 3 hours looking at an activity. I thought, holy cow, it takes me that long to look for Amazon. Little did you know. Another shocking fact here, like especially thinking at this one with the expert, like how many Amazon sellers fail? Like how many brands and businesses start to fail in the first year anyway, right? You know, did you know the average Amazon seller makes X per year, right? Like maybe there's modifications back, but you know, if someone wants to come on Amazon, because they want to make money.
And that's right. And this is where being an expert in the field you're writing on will come into play. If you're an expert in your own field, you should know or have some interest to be able to find some interesting facts on what right. So Darby obviously knows a lot about Amazon copywriting secrets, and he can go in and fact check what Jarvis is.
And this is just getting unique ideas, right? Even if you don't use these for your book blurb, you're going to need to catch people's eyes and attention for, you know, other things on social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's posting on Facebook, doing social media content, emails, you know, whatever, right? Like these are all like angles where you can open up a conversation and that you should be testing, and I should be, right? Like as like you build out the content for the next book. Like this is all like, you know, stuff that I can use in my marketing. I can just come back with it and you know, I save it, I'll put it in another doc somewhere, and it's there. I've already generated it, right? So after you go through that section again, like examples of people's books for, right? And that's gonna let's see what it kind of looks like here. This book is for Amazon sellers, season sellers, just getting started. I kind of already said that. Right, but that like interest is like if this is you, if that is you, examples of what they're going to learn, right? What if someone wants? You'll learn how to write for stage 2. So good, right? Amazon copywriting secrets, like, and I'm looking at the book here, and I'm like, okay, attention, interest in this book, you'll learn bang, bang, bang. Like maybe there's a few more. So Command J, Jarvis, give me some more. And if I don't even, if let's just say I didn't even have a book, right? And I was just like brainstorming what would this book be about if I wanted to write one. And here's Jarvis on rant now, just ripping and rolling through, giving it self command. Look at this, like I didn't type this in. So Jarvis is now giving itself this command that recognizes the pattern of what we're like writing here. Action. It prompted itself the action, desire, action. I already wrote a section down, right? And Jarvis isn't doing it, it just understands what we're feeding it already. What you do to start applying as well. Write persuasive this, write persuasive copy. Here, get me a custom picture of Amazon product listing optimized. Maybe not. But just interesting because like sometimes it will prompt questions and I'm like, oh, that's like a really like cool angle that I could approach. But let's just wrap it up with just getting some more ideas if you want. want to do it, write me a call to action, right? You want to sell more products, if this, then that. So you're using that framework. Like, if this is you, raise your hand, then this is the case. It'll teach you how to write persuasive, eye-catching listings that will skyrocket your sales and revenue. What is more enticing than that is somebody that wants to make more money selling on Amazon. Absolutely. Now we have it actually giving it that framework down here specifically. It did that on its own because Jarvis is trained by some of the best copywriters in the world. It's referencing still stuff up in the back of it.
A good finish there is, I like that second, that if you're an Amazon seller, teach you how to write persuasive eye-catching listings that will skyrocket your sales. So then just mix them together. If you want to skyrocket your sales on Amazon, then you need to read Amazon. So be creative with it. Jarvis gives you more than enough to work with.
Yeah, and so I see now, I mean, just in the clock here, 21 minutes and 50 seconds, for being, on the ball with it. That's a lot more than I could have written without using this tool for a book blurb. I'm spending 20 minutes on it, give me another 15 minutes or so, even just 10 minutes to just dial it in. And now you've got at least a working book blurb that you can start to share with people, engage interest, right? If I wanted to get it out there and say, hey, I'm thinking about writing a book for Amazon sellers, this is kind of the one elevator pitch, right? It's basically kind of a book blurb in a lot of cases. Does this sound interesting to you? And I start getting feedback from people who are maybe current clients, potential clients. You could start using this to market and sell your services without even having a book. I guess is like the takeaway here.
As you're writing this book, right? This is content, all content for you to post on social media to start engaging your audience. Like great for cover designs or another great way if you're testing out different designs. Book blurb, like all of this little content will just build towards the launch of your book.
Yeah, no, it's such good stuff, and I hope you guys get value out of the recipe as well. We are constantly making new recipes around the topic, not only just books, but also just using the stuff for the marketing and selling of your book, your product, your services. If you're writing a book to sell, consulting, coaching, your other offers, this is all stuff that you can use in your other marketing. Book is really kind of like that catch-all for like the cornerstone of your content marketing. And so think about the unique ways that you can use this recipe like today to start growing your business, growing your book, growing your brand, just brainstorming stuff along those lines. So thank you for watching and tuning in. Make sure that you do like and subscribe to us on YouTube so that you get access to more of these videos as soon as they're released. And click the link below wherever it is, take you to getting this recipe, downloading it for yourself. Like Jarvis account. If you don't have a Jarvis account and you go to our link, you get 10,000 free words to test things out. You get a little bit of a trial, see if it is for you or not. If you're already a Jarvis user, then awesome. You already know what the deal is then. So thank you guys for watching.
Right, and if you have any questions or things you want to see, make sure you comment below. And we read every comment, so we're in there. We want to provide a ton of value for you guys. So
tell us what kind of insights you got out of this and what you'd like to see next. Until next time, cheers.
Thank
Home to their families for the holidays. And anybody who can't celebrate
naivete, at the same time, celebrate that we brought an American.
I'm Hallie Jackson in Washington, joined by my colleagues Andrew Mitchell and Katie Turris. Good to be with you this afternoon as we continue our special coverage of the final meeting of the January 6th committee and the committee's decision to report former President Donald Trump to the Justice Department for criminal charges. Today's announcement will make Donald Trump the first former president ever to become the subject of a criminal referral. Congress laid out in detail today by committee member Congressman constitutional and professor.
The first criminal statute we invoke a referral for is Title 18, Section 1512C, which makes it unlawful for anyone to corruptly obstruct, influence, or impede any official proceeding of the United States government. Second, we believe that there is more than sufficient evidence to refer former President Donald J. Trump, John Eastman, and others for violating 18 Section 371. This statute makes it a crime to conspire to defraud the United States. Third, we make the referral based on Title 18 Section 1001, which makes it unlawful to knowingly and willfully make materially false statements to the federal government. The evidence clearly suggests that President Trump conspired with others to submit slates of fake electors to Congress and the National Party. The fourth and final statute we invoke for referral is Title 18, Section 2383. The statute applies to anyone who incites, assists, or engages in insurrection against the United States of America, and anyone who gives aid or comfort to an insurrection. An insurrection is a rebellion against the authority of the United States.
In just a few minutes, we're going to speak to Congressman Jamie Weston live on what he is expecting next. Ultimately, though, it will be up to the DOJ to decide whether or not to charge Donald Trump and others referred by the committee for ladies 12/19/22, December 1922. Will be a day in our history where it will be the first time a former president has been charged with conspiracy, obstruction, and insurrection. This committee making it clear that regardless of what happens next, they are going to draw a line in the sand to say, one, that Donald Trump is responsible for what happened on January 6th, and two, it is not okay. This cannot happen again, Andrew. And you know, ladies, January 6th has receded in the minds of many people. It's not top of mind. We've got inflation, war in Ukraine, so many other problems, the energy costs. At the same time, this committee has kept the spotlight on it. And while many people have felt all along that the Mar-a-Lago documents would be the easier case to prove if DOJ were going to indict Donald Trump for anything at all, it is easier than insurrection or seditious conspiracy or any of the other, components here today. This is bringing it front and center, and it does increase the pressure on federal prosecutors, on their colleagues, to do something about January 6th, because if they do not, there is a wealth of documentation. It's not evidence, it's not prosecutorial, patentable, let's say, but it is a wealth of information and testimony that they would be able to. There's also some intriguing threads that the committee has left angle here, too, right? In an instance, for example, the suggestion of witness tampering that was brought up in today's meeting as well as in the report. There was the question of campaign finance violations potentially. The specter of that has been raised. Will there be any accountability on this stuff? What about, for example, Congressman Scott Perry, Republican lawmaker, Jeffrey Clark, that Trump allied DOJ official whose names were brought up in this report repeatedly and in today's meeting, not purely referred, right, but a shining spotlight from the committee to say to the DOJ, it seems like, setting out the backing, hey, look at these folks if you're not already, presumably they certainly are. And then, of course, this question of people who did and did not cooperate with the committee. There's that intriguing sort of call-out section where they praise, for example, Pat Cipollone, but blasted on their top and Kelly McEnany, and especially Tony Ornato, suggesting that the transcripts, when those are released, answered with, you'll have to see it in the report on Wednesday. For example, when you guys say on the charges of obstruction and conspiracy that they charge Trump, Eastman, and others, those two words and others are doing a lot. And what Congressman Raskin explained to me, and I'm sure you guys will press him on in just a few minutes, is that the reason that they moved forward on these referrals just for Trump and Eastman were because that's where the committee felt that they had the most solid footing, the most solid evidence. And now, in the words of another congressman who left the room, this is them passing the baton to the DOJ, not just on the criminal referrals that they were clear about, but also in the cases of the others, as I'm quoting, which they hope the DOJ can put more meat on the bone for and add more to the evidence file so that they can actually go forward with a prosecution. Because remember, many of the people who are sitting on this committee, though they don't have the legal force behind them as members of Congress on this committee, several of them come to this as former prosecutors. In the case of Jamie Raskin, a former constitutional lawyer and professor. So these are people who are aware of what the preponderance of evidence would need to be, and certainly it's something that they brought to the table, even though they're not presenting in a court of law, but they're presenting in a court of public opinion. I think the other thing that's important here is what we're going to end up seeing given over and made public. Our understanding is that they're going to be as transparent as possible, and we're going to see hundreds and hundreds of pages when it comes down on Wednesday, this final report, not just the 8 chapters that we expect from the committee, but also in the appendixes, when we actually get to read the transcript. There are questions about people outright perjured themselves, or if they were just getting truth by saying that they could not recall things that they actually could recall. Those are some of the questions that we were asking members and that we are likely to see answered when we actually can read through all of these transcripts and all of the committee's investigation. The other piece of it, too, is that these members said that they have individual contact with the Department of Justice. So clearly, those conversations will now begin today, or at least the DOJ will see everything that we're going to get to see come Wednesday when we start pouring over these hundreds and hundreds of pages. I think the last thing I'll say is it's really striking, and these tracks with what we reported before the hearing, which is the 3 categories of referrals here on obstruction, on conspiracy, on inciting an insurrection. And it's very notable to me that the only person who they're charging with inciting and assisting an insurrection is Donald Trump. There was a question prior to today's meeting and prior to the release of the executive summary of this report. There had been some question that perhaps there would be referrals not just to the DOJ, not just to the House Ethics Committee, but to beyond, perhaps to the FEC, perhaps the bar association. Yeah, they could. And you touched on some of those threats there, too, about whether the campaign finance violations or anything for some of the lawyers, people like Giuliani and others who we've seen mentioned over the course of these hearings, if those are going to be in the report. But for the committee, what was important for them today is the things that they felt they had solid evidence on, those were the things that they referred to. Allie, you talked about who was on the court coming. We had Congressman William Lorion a moment ago, and he said that when it came to Tony Amato, about the time that a lot of those lower-level aides remembered a whole lot more than they remembered. And he was not only, the committee was not only highlighting it for the public perspective, but yet also highlighting it for DOJ to potentially look into. Speaking of DOJ, Pennsylvania, I haven't seen a further statement from anybody at DOJ about this executive summary, this final meeting of the January 6th committee, but what are your thoughts on that?
You won't see a public statement. They're saying they will not comment on this, but they really want to preserve the idea, it's more than an idea, the fact that they are independent of the investigation. When Jack Smith was appointed special counsel back in November, he said in the statement that he would investigate these 2 matters independently, and that's why these criminal referrals, as powerfully as they're presented today, really have no legal consequence and are largely symbolic. And that's doubly true because sometimes criminal referrals from government agencies are important if the DOJ is sort of learning about a set of some conduct that's potentially illegal. In this case, there's already a massive grand jury investigation into all these matters that we saw today. On January 6th, we have evidence of grand jury being thrown out, and witnesses going before the grand jury. So the DOJ is well on its way. If anything, it's become more aggressively public in terms of subpoenas since Smith was appointed. And we should remember that the DOJ has far greater investigatory power than the committee did. For example, when we saw Pat Cipollone, the former White House counsel, refusing to answer questions about his conversations with Donald Trump, he will not be able to do that in front of a argue that he was relying on the advice of lawyers, who may have been completely wrong in the things that they were telling him, and some of them may even be charged with crimes, but that's what he's going to say. Even though Bill Barr was telling him there was no fraud, John Eastman and Jeffrey Park were telling him there was fraud. And he's going to, the DOJ has to overcome that. And to make a charge of insurrection, they're going to have to prove that Donald Trump intended for violence to happen at the Capitol. Not that he was negligent, not that he failed to stop it, but that he intended for violence to happen. And so it's a tough detail for that to understand.
And Carol, then again, I'm going to bring you in, but first let me just make a quick legal point with Rosenberg, because one of the things about the transcript that will not be helpful to DOJ, particularly helpful, is that they have to do their own engineering. So there's a case that they have to know the claims and the risks. Not only do they have to know business standards, but they have to actually understand the terms of the investigation of the answer.
Yeah, I took a breath when I heard Alex Vitale say the transcript may become public. As a former prosecutor, the last thing you want out there during your investigation is a compendium, a compilation of everything that every witness told you. There's a whole bunch of reasons that witnesses come forward for themselves. Other witnesses who perhaps are not inclined to tell the truth can align their stories with one another. As a prosecutor, you want to talk to lots of people, but you don't know about each witness. So it can be dangerous, it can undermine your investigation. In no way it's ironic, Andrea. The one thing that the Department of Justice really truly needed from the committee was transcripts of what people said, early and often. That's how they can further their own investigation. But they don't want that in the public domain, certainly not yet. It is not helpful for an investigation. And as a former prosecutor, I can tell you, we would never put that out there in the public.
Caroline, let me bring you into the conversation here on something that Chuck was talking about, right? And that is some of the new information that they're learning today. And there is some new information, right? So, for example, Tina Hopek for the first time testified that based on a conversation with her freshman, the former president refused to issue a call for peace prior to January 6th. We also know that since the last public hearing of the January 6th Select Committee that this meeting followed, they spoke with a number of Secret Service agents. They spoke to Tony Ornato critically. You also wrote a blog, not just on Donald Trump, but on the Secret Service. Talk to us about the Ornato event. So the committee has been communicating through various sources with the Washington Post and probably to other media their concern about the failure to recollect by Tony Ornato. Remember, he was the unusual Secret Service detail leader for Donald Trump, who, after being detail leader for the president,
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Darby here.
What's up, guys? Zachariah here. We are tuning in today to talk to you about book blurbs and writing a book blurb with AI, specifically for non-fiction. So,
a real no-no in the Secret Service, and yet under Trump's White House, that's what happened. Ornato said in testimony we're told, and in recent interviews, that there are things he cannot recollect that other witnesses have testified to. He tends to, in that testimony, I'm told, undermine the account relayed, the bombshell testimony by Cassidy Hutchinson. But one of the issues that the committee has had is, how can we rely on someone that says they can't recollect? I want to emphasize, too, something that Chuck said a minute ago about the desire to have information into the Department of Justice, but not share it with the public. You want to know what everybody said. You don't want all of them to know what everybody said. The problem for the Department of Justice at this point is they were slow off the mark compared to the committee. The committee was first to interview so many of these individuals. And, while I happen to believe from multiple sources that the Department of Justice prides itself and genuinely believes that it operates independently, it did get some political cover and pressure from the January 6th committee's work. Prosecutors inside the Department of Justice were slightly embarrassed and frustrated if they weren't the first people to talk to Pat Cipollone, for example, Cassidy Hutchinson, for example. let's get into that question in more detail in the future. I'm sure you'll do that. Carolina, Gowan, Kelly, Pennsylvania, and thank you guys. Chuck Rosenberg, I know you're sticking around this, but I'm going to. Giving us now is Congressman Jamie Raskin and the January 6th Select Committee. Let's talk about the legal case that you believe you have, or the DOJ for connecting Donald Trump to insurrection, for inciting insurrection. I want to put the graphic about Donald Trump and the tweet he sent at 2:24 on that day. Evidence at 2:24 p.m. The tweet immediately precipitated further violence at the Capitol. This is a tweet about Vice President Pence. Immediately after this tweet, the crowd was inside and outside of the Capitol building, violently surged forward outside the building within 10
So
minutes.
let me share with you my experience with the honest report. You see, I've been Jasper for more than a year. And I had a lot of faith in it because when I'm in this Jasper Facebook group, I mean, there's all these people getting amazing results, and then I'm sitting in front of Jasper and I don't get the same result. So don't get me wrong, I went through all the tutorials of Jasper, I went through the boot camp, but something didn't quite work. And I heard about the AI author, and I had on my to-do list to check it out for 3 months. And then I finally thought, all right, you know what? Let's do this. So I got the AI author, and the first thing I did was I went through the auto-scripting kit. And boy, mind blown. So again, I'm not a Jasper power user, but what I did is I went to the course.
The indictment to me seems clear in the fourth post out of what Congress found in general bipartisan vote.
This is the most powerful and effective way to
The insurrectionist in the specific moment that you identified, because Trump knew that the violence had been unleashed against Congress, House, and the Senate, against his vice president, and rather than have them take the United States to call the National Guard, to call the Defense Department, or Force Chief of Staff, or anybody to help, he doubled down on it, and he said Mike Pence did not have the courage to do what needed to be done. He directly assisted the violent mob in pursuing the things, and we were able to determine that there was a lot more action right after he sent out that tweet. And the final part of it is giving aid and comfort. And although you only have to show one of these things, he did all three of them. He clearly gave aid and comfort on that day when he told the insurrectionists he loved them, that they're very special people, and so on. And he's continued to praise them ever since. So I think that each of those forms to justify, although you only need one to say that's required.
And Congressman, a constitutional law professor had for a moment talking about the 14th Amendment.
Fucking hell,
And one aspect
97.
says this: might stand up in court and, can the 14th Amendment override the constitutional right for Donald Trump if he were convicted of this to still run for office and serve? Where do you think these charges, if he's indicted, if he's convicted, stand in terms of his ability to run against the president or be sworn in again as president of the United States?
Well, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment provides an automatic disqualification for running not just for president, but any federal office or any state office if you've been an office holder before who has sworn an oath to support the Constitution, and then you violate that oath by engaging in insurrection or rebellion against the Union. And if you do that, you're immediately disqualified for it.
But it's never been tested. Am I correct? It's never been tested.
Well, no, I mean, it actually operated after the Civil War. It was put into the Constitution by the Republican Party after the Civil War in order to qualify people. When the House was voted on it, they said they were going to disenfranchise anybody who participated in the Confederacy. And when it got to the Senate, they said that's too broadly. We just want to focus on the work defenders, people who were actually in office, who swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and then violated it. And even in those cases, we're not going to disenfranchise them and say they can't vote ever again. We're just going to say that they can never hold office again. So I think that this would clearly apply. Some of the case law indicates that it's self-executing, that it's this absolute law that the court can enforce, but it's also clear, and we talk about this in the recommendation, that Congress can act in order to Board and I have introduced legislation to recognize January 6th as an insurrection, and then also to develop a process whereby the Department of Justice could go to the district court in Columbia and have someone declared disqualified from holding office because they have participated.
Two questions for you, a follow-up question. The transcripts from all of the testimony that you gathered, am I right to believe that all of those transcripts are coming out on Wednesday with the full report?
I'm not sure about the exact timing of it, but our intention is to make everything public that can be made public. In other words, there would have to be some compelling legal reason that it be made public if it was system of licensing or something like that. But the vast majority of everything that we've got will be put into the public domain, and we're very eager to do that, and all of it starting Wednesday along with our report.
So Chuck Rosenberg, who is also with us, I know you know, worried that the transcripts would be releasing the transcripts in full while DOJ is doing an ongoing investigation would be a DOJ prosecutor's worst nightmare, because it gives the other side and all of the potential witnesses out there who still might sit for a DOJ investigation testimony the ability to coordinate and to get their stories straight. Do you see any issue there?
Well, I can't say, in particular cases. I guess I would just, make the counterpoint that all of this information we have put out in the public domain from the beginning, and I've got great confidence in Attorney General Merrick Garland and the prosecutors in the Department of Justice to be able to make on the facts and based on the evidence. And our committee has started with the assumption that we want everything to be known.
Congressman Ratkin, it's Callie Jackson here. Thank you so much for doing this. You answered the question as to whether more referrals to the Justice Department will be coming, but I'm curious if the committee, you left the dangling thread of Jeffrey Clark, for example, or Congressman Scott Perry setting aside to have that referral. So two questions for you. One, would the committee make any further referrals in the report on Wednesday or outside of that report to, for example, bar association, to other federal agencies like the FCC, or are you done? Meaning, are there referrals that you made, the referrals you're going to make in that?
Yeah, well, we've made referrals in cases where we have abundant or overwhelming evidence of culpability and major offenses committed against the U.S. as part of this whole scheme. There were undoubtedly lots of other offenses that occurred. Many of them have been prosecuted by DOJ, perhaps not. But yeah, our committee is coming to an end, and so we repose our faith and our confidence at this point in the executive branch of government, in the Department of Justice, to pursue all of those leads. We've done everything within our power to make available all of this significant information.
There's also, we anticipate this week, some kind of a rebuttal from House Republicans to this report, likely to come sometime in the next few days, and likely to focus on security failures. That was not a big piece of what we've seen in the executive summary or, of course, at the meeting today that just passed. Talk through why that is. We have some reporting here at NBC News. There's disagreement over how much of that's been included in this final report, but I'd love to hear from you.
Well, first of all, you will find a lot in the report about that, about what was known by different security and law enforcement agencies in advance of January 6th. Obviously, things that we were trying to help today now, want to help minimize and trivialize everything that happens. So all of this attention to be saying to talk about it, it's completely transparent. We can only do it. I mean, think of a bank robbery where someone masterminds a hit on a bank to rob the bank, and then afterwards wants to blame the security guard for not taking that credit on the food or having called in reinforcements and what have you. All those things might be right, but it doesn't in any way absolve people bank robbers of what they did.
Congressman Jamie Raskin, thank you very much for being with us today.
As someone living with type 2 diabetes, I want to keep it real and talk about risk. With type 2 diabetes, you have up to 4 times greater risk of stroke, heart attack, or death. Even at your A1C, though you're still sick, which if ignored could bring you here. Make it through one of those, or even worse. Too much? That's the point. Get real about your risk and do something about it. Talk to your healthcare provider about ways to lower your risk of stroke, heart attack, or death. Learn more at getrealaboutdiabetes.com. As an independent financial advisor, I stand for you. I totally agree. I'm thinking my best advice. If you want to help you build a legacy, you want to as a fiduciary, I promise to put your interests first. Charles Schwab is proud to support the independent financial advisors who are passionately dedicated to helping people achieve their financial goals. This is finding
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
that I do not see in the executive summary or the way they come up with the personal way, which is intelligence failure or failure by people in the White House and with other agencies to watch and listen and communicate with intelligence, or the president's failure to actually help.
Well, intelligence is always kicker out of football whenever these things happen. Earlier we heard that this is a massive intelligence failure. I think that the select committee is laid out in the first but it was not an intelligence failure. It was a failure to key intelligence that everyone had. And it does not get the intelligence community off the hook in terms of the structural issues that they had before, during, and after January 6th. And I am disappointed that a lot of those things, I know the committee through time, exclusively about many of the structural issues that we had encountered. And that wasn't spoken to reflected. But I am really disturbed that not a single mention of intelligence or some of the issues that protecting the capital, things that normal Americans would think are being done on a day-to-day basis. No one discussed today. So Congressman Roscoe is a lot smarter than me. I was a federal prosecutor, and the notion that was being dumped into the public domain came transcripts from depositions of numerous, maybe hundreds, maybe more than 5 doing tendencies of an capable Congressman ongoing Department of Justice investigation strikes me as my scope was crazy. And so I hope that some of the things that the committee will consider holding back, and I know the public may not like this, but I hope some of the things the committee will consider holding back are the transcript of witnesses that would be germane to the ongoing criminal investigation. Look, you simply don't want witnesses comparing notes. You don't want people aligning their testimony. You don't want people who are ill intentioned reaching out to witnesses and threatening them and intimidating them during the pendency of the investigation. You need to be patient. Here's a good example why.
So I wanted to move on to the transcript intrigue here, because it sounds like that has been that document dump that we people see to some degree on Wednesday. And there is a lot that is intriguing in there. I heard Congressman Bill Dell talk about this, that the idea of these questions of witness tampering, even if it's around the margins, this idea that people were pressured not to reveal pieces of information. People were pressured, hey, I'll get you a real cushy high-paying job if you happen to forget certain complications that you had, potentially jaw-dropping, and that we're working out in those transcripts. What would you be looking for? Well, particularly if we have a situation where lawyers are promising relatively favorable treatment for withholding the truth, those lawyers are really dangerous. And you know, I also remember, I know Chuck was called this as well, but when the Mueller report first came out, in that first part of the report, talking about the campaign's potential coordination with Russia, most the evidence that they need, that they need, that was located out of their reach. You might have reached the conclusion that here's everything that we saw. Now we're seeing echo of that happening. I guess these are sitting down to the whole presidency, obstruction of justice, which they, as you know, saying it was instead of how it didn't matter. And now we see how important legal process is, because ultimately the criminal justice is to get the truth. And the truth is how we get an accountability.
Agile technology devices providing tools and